Hello, world. It is I, your favorite little lion, coming at you today with If Found, which is a LGBTQ plus visual novel about going home, coming out, and erasing everything. Probably helps if there's a giant black hole hurling towards Earth that will help you erase everything. So, it's a little bit about coming out and saving the world. All right, and this is made by Anna Purna Interactive, obviously one of my highlights for Pride Month, and I hope you enjoy this playthrough. I will be transparent. I actually did a whole 3-hour recording session on my Mac at home. However, I didn't realize that the Mac version had a lot of bugs in it, so there's a lot of scenes that was missing dialogue that I thought was an artistic choice. And then also the end game was also very, very finicky and was missing a lot of options. So instead of, publishing an incomplete version, I am replaying it on our favorite mod's PC, Lux. So it seems like the game is working bug-free on a PC. So here I am. I also am using VC Face instead of 310A because I always wanted to test out VC Face. I heard it's better than 310A when it comes to 3D models, but VC Face is only for PCs. So as you can see, as a Mac gamer, I go through a lot of struggles. But you know what? I wanted to do this game justice and my model justice. So this is going to be a whole new thing for all of us right now. But I'm thinking since I missed so much narrative in my first playthrough, that even though this is my second playthrough, that I'll still have new insights, new commentary, and new reactions because, again, I was missing a lot of the dialogue. Maybe 25% of the dialogue in the game was missing from my version. So I think instead of hunting down and trying to edit a 3-hour video for 6 hours, trying to cut it perfectly, we're just going to start from scratch. And yeah. So I hope you enjoy. And if you'd like to see more visual novel playthroughs and learn more about different game developers who are minorities, do give me a like and subscribe. It is free and it helps the channel and the algorithm and all that good stuff. All right. Let's go. So one thing that's really cool about this game that I will say is that it has this eraser dynamic. So you'll see me erasing the screen. So that's really cool. All right, 700 million kilometers from Earth, in orbit around Jupiter. I've never been so far before. I need to go further. Only one more jump, and I will be the first to reach Planet X. Hurling through space. Also, I really love the art style of this game as well. I'm still alive. I did it. I'm directly within the orbit of Planet X. I've proved the theory, it's real. But where is it? I also thought about how astronomers are always oh, we can't see something directly, but we can measure things around it, which posits the existence of something in it. And I'm just but you can't see it. How do you know? Space science is wild. I can feel its gravity. How can it be so small when its pull is so strong? These readings, something is wrong. You know what gives off strange readings? Black holes! This is a black hole! I'm not even sure if we actually have a picture of a black hole or the picture of the nothingness around the black hole that the black hole caused, if that makes sense. I don't know, astronomy is or astrophysics? I don't know, but it's wild. It's wild. All right, erase. Erase. Also, the erasing is also why I definitely not playing this game in full screen mode, because imagine trying to erase the whole screen on your like 1920 whatever resolution computer like for 3 hours straight. This book belongs to somebody. That's our pro tag. December 3rd, 1993. Early 90s. I'm home. My name is Kasio. Things to remember. Your earliest memory is your da holding you up on the beach, lifting you over the waves. Rain coming in, he said. Best get back to your mom, or your mom will worry. See, even though this is my second playthrough, my reading is not going to get any better. You finished 2 college degrees, your undergrad and your master's. Everyone thought you couldn't even survive on your own. You stick with it. Never? You don't need to be nice to people who bully you. When people stare, just... Oh, right. I forgot that it zooms in again. Because sometimes I'm not sure like when it'll zoom in or if it's already zoomed in. And sometimes I missed a lot of dialogue because of that. So the UI is like really cool and unique. But sometimes like you might end up accidentally missing something trying to like fiddle with it. But also let me make my eraser bigger. All right. So you read that? When people stare, just ignore them. Think about the stars and the galaxies and dark matter, whatever it is. Remember how small and insignificant we all are. 5. You don't need a relationship. Relationships don't work with you. You can try to be normal and have a relationship, but it has never felt right, and that's okay. It's okay to be quiet and weird. So something I wasn't sure of until like way later in the game that I will just share with you now. Is that our pro tag is a trans woman. To give you that context, I think it says so like in the game description, but for my first playthroughs of anything, I try not to read the summary. So like it was a bit of information I would have known going in that I didn't like know until like way later. So some of the context of the conversations were a little weird. So I'm telling you now. Our pro tag is a trans woman. Ma'am. Bridge McHugh, age 52, likes hosting the knitting circle in the house, watching Winning Streak on Saturdays. Oh yeah, and another thing that's really cool about this game is that it has this little icon here, and it will give you the pronunciation, because this game takes place in Ireland, so there's a lot of like Irish, what would you call that? Context, a lot of Irish terms and stuff, and so they define it in the little sidebars, or bottom bar, I guess. So an Irish version of the name Bridget, a famous Irish saint. It's pronounced with the long E, similar to the English word breed, but the final D is like the D in Bridget, almost like a J sound, so like bridge. Castlebar. Hates driving to Castlebar, which Castlebar is the closest large town to Achill, a medieval market town. As the name suggests, it has a castle. To do the big shop, mowing the law, the parish council. My favorite thing about her, watching her slowly pick out a tune on the piano from scrappy sheets of paper. Things to remember. She's from the mainland, from Westport. She jokes that she came from my da, but stayed for his 5 sisters. When I went to school, she started working in the post office. She only knows how to bake a few things, but she has great commitment to it. Mom is determined that me and Fergal, older brother, will pass on her brown bread recipe. Oops. The only thing she has left of da, I remember this part, so from her dad is his jacket. For me or I forgot the name. For the brother when we are old enough. So I had said when I first read that a lot of people end up boxing their like either their parents or their spouses, like the deceased partner's stuff. And, I've always seen it as like you pack up their stuff in boxes and then you put it in like the basement. They're saying that her mom got rid of everything that belonged to her dad except for the jacket. Fergal, yes, Fergal McHugh, age 30. Likes GAA, a few scoops down the pub with the lads. Hates thinking. Oh, where's the little... GAA is like, I was going to read the little... Here it is. The Gaelic Athletic Association. I was like, it has something to do with sports. This is the organizing body for the traditional Irish sports of Gaelic football and hurling, which are very popular, especially in rural areas. The GAA is usually a big part of the local community. As you can see, it's like, do you erase this part first and then it zooms in? Like, I never know. Things to remember about Fergal. My favorite thing about him, we used to go and pick mussels together in Keem sometimes. He has a photo in his room of him at his Debs. Sarah is there before she left for Australia. He's smiling at the camera with a big goofy grin. He was the one who told me Da was in the hospital. He came and knocked on the door of my classroom, and I knew at once something was wrong. His favorite films are James Bond films. He watches them religiously when they're on the telly. So Debs is like an Irish version of prom. A big dance held for students who have finished secondary school, although the actual date can be before they finish or months afterwards. Expect fancy dresses, suits, and a lot of alcohol. I thought secondary school was like middle school because I'm like thinking first, second, third, like elementary, middle, high. But I think secondary school is high school. So they're talking about people who graduated high school. And I think the age of drinking is younger in Europe. I don't think it's 21. I think it's like either 18 or 16, depending on where you are. December 4th, Saturday. I'm home for a month. Then I can get back to Dublin. Fine. Oops. It feels like it's been... Oopsie. See, I thought I could erase this first and it would like zoom in. Long hours doing inventory in the supermarket. Anything to keep myself away. Yeah, I think basically she's saying it's been years since she's been home. She's been trying to stay away from home as long as possible. I wanted to write a letter to Mom. Hi, this is who I am. Here's my name. Ta. Couldn't. Good memories here too, for what it's worth. Tea, hot water bottles, say your prayers, sleep tight. Mommy loves you, loves you. Like the English is kind of like... I mean, I'm guessing because it's translated, but also like I've been to Ireland and everyone spoke English there. Like I had no problems like getting around, although their accents were very heavy. And sometimes like anytime I was like in their version of an Uber or something and like the driver was trying to like talk to me, I just have like a panic attack because I'm just like, I know you're speaking English and I know I speak English, but I cannot understand what you're saying. Please just take me to my location. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. Tea. Tea in Ireland always means the blend of Irish breakfast. It's an extremely high caffeine variety, almost always drunk with milk, and often with sugar too. Hot water bottle. We have these in America. A rubber container filled with boiling water and covered with a soft cloth. Electric blankets weren't common in Ireland in 1993, so hot water bottles were essential for cold winter nights. I'm fine. So that's the story summary. The synopsis, the game synopsis said, we don't think she is out to her family at this moment. And that probably a major part of her transition happened while she was away for college. Sunday, back from Mass. No air in this house. Nobody has drawn breath here since Da's wake. I can't stand sitting around. I need to breathe. I pedaled down the road like if I just went fast enough, I could leave it all behind. Wake. Wakes are an important part of Irish funerals. It's an often upbeat get-together held the night before the body is buried, where neighbors come over, reminisce, and tell stories that celebrate the life of the deceased. I sat on Keem Bay and watched the horizon. Keene Bay is a famous beach on the west end of Achill Island. It's incredibly beautiful with yellow sand and surrounded by hills and cliffs. Also, like a third into my version of the game on the Mac, those little tidbits stopped working. So even if they were there, I would click it and it'd be completely blank. And I thought that maybe the game dev had just like run out of time to fill them in or something. Like every bug I thought was like a decision instead of like a bug because I didn't know better. But it wasn't until I watched another playthrough when the ending was like really glitching out that I realized that like, oh no, this is actually just me. Then Column appeared. Column, it is you. Well, haven't you changed? Good to see you again, Column. Call me Kasio. Nodded, smiled. You should meet my boyfriend, Jack. The weather approved, the brightest day since October. So this is one of our childhood friends, Column. And they're acknowledging that we changed a lot, and then we introduce ourselves with our new name, our chosen name. Hey, Space Geek. Monday the 6th. Fergal mentioned working at the post office again. No thanks, too many faces. So I found this to be really cool about Ireland. So for the post office. So Kasio's mother and brother both work at the post office on Achill. Both offices in Ireland are community hubs, not least because they connect locals to distant family. In addition to letters, they also hand out social welfare payments, which I think are called doles, and government pensions, and often act as banks in rural communities. Many of them are part of a news agents or even a pub. So I was like, whoa, a pub at like a post office, and it's like more of a community center. I was like, wow, that's cool. Met Colum and Jack at the abandoned village and climbed up Sleevemore. Jack was all teeth and laughter, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed enthusiasm. I don't think anyone from Achill is that relaxed. The abandoned village. The abandoned village is a local tourist landmark on Achill, a village that was completely abandoned during the Great Famine of 1845 to 1849. But some of it was used up into the early 20th century as a summer village for farmers working on the mountain. Achill Island is the largest island off the coast of Ireland, connected by a bridge to the mainland, which I thought was cool. It's part of the County Mayo, one of the 5 counties in the province of Connacht, pronounced Achill. I thought I was calling it Achill until this point where they told us the pronunciation, and I was like, man, you have me saying it wrong this whole time. A band, you're kidding? No, really. This is Jack. So Colum's boyfriend. With a young gun, Shans. A real talent, Shanzer is. We're called the Banshee. Jack's on drums, of course. Colum the bassist, setting the groove. Sean sings and writes. I wonder what he's like. Tuesday. Got hungry and went up to can I remember how this is? Dogurt to the tea shop. They made the only decent sandwich on Achill. Telling and hearing 5 years of stories. Colum had much more than me. So I guess 5 years since she left for undergrad and her master's. I guess I also know that if you combine your undergrad with your master's, you can knock off a year. Because usually it's like 4 years for undergrad, 2 years for master's. But if you go in knowing you want to do both, you can like schedule your classes and knock off a year. At least that's what I've seen in the States, at least. Dugurt. This is another village on the north coast of Achill. It's always been one of the tourist hubs on the island. The big house. Oh, I didn't read that part yet. Come hang out with us if you want some space, Kasio. We're out in the big house, out towards Keene. The 3 of us are living there together. It's amazing. So the big house, this is a common nickname for the houses that belong to the Anglo-Irish aristocracy in the years before independence. Yes, it's grand. At least after we cleared out all the broken bottles. Come watch us practice. Grand is a typical Irish expression. As an answer to a question, it means fine. As an adjective, e.g. a grand old day, grand stretch in the evening, it means lovely or nice. Grand. Maybe the month will be grand. Okay. Rain, 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 go away. Apparently it's really rainy in Ireland. And I think I vaguely remember that from my visit. It was raining most of the time. Old room, old habits, old home. It was nice to be fed and to sleep in my own bed, although it felt like a coffin, so dark and so empty outside. I got up to think and to figure out how to talk to her. A plan. There's Mom. 2:12 a.m. December 8th. Things fall apart. My wee pet, what are you doing awake at this hour? Hey, Mom. Just wanted to make a cup of tea. Oh, the pot's on. Lovely. What do you have there? Nothing. Ah, I thought you might be drawing. You used to do such lovely drawings when you were small. Our little artist. Maybe I should have gone to art school instead. You had so much potential. You could have done anything you want and what you put your mind to. Did you know that Luke got a very good job in Castlebar working for a bank? Well done, Luke. He said they're always looking for people. Said it's very technical. Lots of numbers. Ah, Mom, not this again. Don't tell anyone, but his mom said he's making nearly 35 grand a year. Now, when I first heard this figure, I was like, oh yeah, that's nothing in today's, rate. But this is 1993, so what, that's 30 years ago? And also, this probably isn't US dollar, this is probably the euro, and I'm not sure which was stronger back then, but as someone who's an employee, even 35 grand sounds nice, but yeah, that's not a lot. That's not nothing, dear, in 1993 Ireland. Mom, I'm going back to college in January for a PhD. And what does that get you? What will you do then? Will you make any money with that? You can't keep scraping by, pet, and we can't help out much. I'm going to do what I really want to do. Stars and things. Yes, the building blocks of everything. Well, okay, and how are you going to look after yourself? Not to mention, of course, a family of your own. I was also confused at first because I was like, we're here, but we're also here. So I was kind of confused. I thought this was maybe our brother or something, but I think it's just double perspective. Pet, I just don't understand this whole alternative thing. There was a great show about teenage phases on Liveline the other day. Liveline is an Irish call-in radio show about current events and social issues. It focuses on political and social topics. So basically saying that our lifestyle is a phase. It's not a phase, and I'm 23, so not a teenager. Look, you're going to have to face facts. Settle down with a nice woman and get your life in order. See, when I first played through this, I didn't realize we were a trans woman that hadn't come out to our family yet. So I read us as a woman. So I was kind of confused that our mom was saying settle down with a woman. Because I was like, wait, so the mom knows we're lesbian? I was missing so much context, which is unfortunate for Let's Players like me who try to avoid any context before going into a game. But it's very important context because I was confused for a while. But now you don't have to be confused. Once you have children of your own, you'll understand. I don't want the same life as you and Da. He wouldn't even entertain this for a second. We always wanted the best for you and Fergal. Then let me live the life I want to. How can this be the life you want? With that hair and those clothes? It's none of your business. Oh God, you're really lost. Dublin, that university, it's changed you. You let it. I found this pretty ironic because I feel like universities can change people, but for the most part, people who already feel outcasted go and leave and go to universities that are in more inclusive and diverse areas because they're like trying to find their community. They're trying to find their people. Not that going to that university made them trans. It's like they were always trans and they were just able to start to embrace it and transition in a environment that would allow them to do so. So parents are always like, oh, this changed you. It's like, no, you just didn't know. You're not the person I've known. And what gives you the right to say who I really am? Don't you dare take that tone with me. I'm your mother. Well, you should act like it then. What does that mean? Aren't mothers supposed to love their children? Well, you have no right to say that. I've struggled every day to raise you. And if not for me, you'd be out perishing in the cold. Ungrateful Wayne. Jesus Christ, I can't take another minute of you. Come back here this instant. And don't take the Lord's name in vain. Heated conversation. But I also feel like even if you're taking out the context of being a trans woman, like, children grow up into adults. Like, I get that, you know, your core personality may stay the same, but like, even with my nieces and nephews, like, I never thought that who they were as a child or as a teen would be who they are when they are becoming an adult, a young adult, and like getting more experiences and talking to different people and stuff. Like, I always assume that they're gonna change. So I think it's kind of interesting how parents are always like so surprised when their children change when they leave the house, and it's like, isn't that just a part of growing up? Like, I don't get it. Showed up at Column's door, soaked to the bone. In my head, I could hear Mom saying I looked like a drowned rat. Column opened the door. He looked at me once and took me inside. Best friend. Or at least close friend. And we're back in space. Hello? Anyone? Come on, answer me. Damn it, the anomaly, this black hole, it's going to devour me. Devour all of us. One last message before communication cuts out. I'm going in. If I can't save Earth, at least I will find answers. Dr. Cassiopeia, over and out. Alright, so this is a moment where boop, 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 boop. I'm gonna try not to be in the way because this game does a fabulous job of utilizing all the corners of the screen, and I was just like, I'm in the way all the time. Doctor, I can hear. We can. Hello? An event. Don't give up hope. Okay. Hi. I didn't mean to wake you. Sorry. Nice to meet you. Bye. I did that pretty quick. My bad. Just peeked out. It took me a long moment to realize where I was. My head was throbbing. I looked around. It was the big house, Column's new place, their squat. My breath relaxed. And yeah, so they're actually squatting in this house. They don't actually officially rent it. 10:45 a.m., December 8th, coming and going. Jack jumped through the sitting room door. Wakey, wakey. Even his grin was loud and happy. Food's coming, lots of rashers, which is like bacon. Rasher is a common word for Irish bacon. It's leaner and meatier than American bacon, which just sounds less tasty to me, because it comes from the loin of the pig. Colin was the next apparition at the door. Oh, hold on. I accidentally... Okay, here we go. My bad. Okay. Colin was the next apparition at the door. His voice was much softer, encouraging me to get up while the food was hot. My eyelids still wanted to close. I didn't know how to say thanks, but I rolled onto the cold wooden floor and pulled myself up slowly. The kitchen smelled so good. Welcome to our fabulous abode, Kasio. Sit thyself and prepare for breakfast extravaganza. It was the guy with the guitar, Sean's. I didn't know if I had been dreaming. I complimented his playing without thinking. Oh, it's nothing really. Had I said something stupid? See, in my mind, I couldn't tell if he was shy or cocky. I feel like when someone blushes like that, they're being shy. Like if he was being cocky, he would have been like, yeah, thanks. Like he would have like said it with like a little, like sassy or attitude, like, yeah, I know. But I think this blushy was like, oh, cute girl, compliment me. I think I outdid myself. As always, I was salivating at the sight of the fry-up. An Irish breakfast including sausages, rashers, black and white pudding, toast, sometimes eggs, sometimes mushrooms, sometimes fried tomatoes, sometimes a lot of different things. Completely different and almost not very different at all from an English or Scottish breakfast. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Jack teased Sean's while I just ate. I gulped down many salty, crispy rashers. This is me. This is me eating all my favorite food. Just like every bite, I'm just like, so good. They all seem so comfortable in their own skin, so open with each other. Colin, Jack, and then Sean's. It also took me a while to like get used to their names and their faces. So we were still sitting at the table when the Angelus played over the radio. It was noon. Oh my God, I must have needed a big sleep. Mom would have a fit if I were still in bed at home. So the Angelus is a traditional Catholic prayer time where church bells are rung for a minute at 6 a.m., midday, and 6 p.m. In Ireland, the bells are played on national radio and television stations. And then have a fit, get angry. I was like, how do you know it's not 6 p.m. or 6 a.m.? But I'm guessing the whole house wouldn't be up that early. I wonder if I could go back. No. Or was there anywhere I could stay in Dublin? I don't know. I think she's thinking about going back to Dublin early because remember she said she's going to be here for a month. Colin interrupted my thoughts. He calmed me down. You're not going anywhere, kiddo. Aw, good friends. He told me I have a home with them when I needed it. He's been through this himself before. Maybe because he's in a gay relationship. A home, even if that home is leaking and damp. It turned out that the only suitable room for me left was their practice room. I felt guilty but cared for. Oh. I feel that, like sometimes having people that love and care about you, help you in your time of need, can sometimes make you feel really guilty. Just like home. It is a pretty big house. But it does have that like older vibe, because I feel like bigger houses that are built more modern have like way more, architecture to them, like way more prettinesses. and stuff. Watching the toy show with Colin was like being a kid again. Being big kids looking out for each other and eating too many sweets. So the toy show is the Late Toy Show is an episode of the late night chat show, the Late Show, that airs just before Christmas. Different children come on the show to play with and talk about popular toys and to perform. I used to like watching that as a kid, but as an adult, I feel like I would have no interest in watching kids play with toys. Like, for me, it'd be like, oh, is there like a tech version? Can we talk about the new tech coming out? New video games? Kiss me, honey bun. He's attacking me. Oi, get a room. We're going. They're like, oh yeah, we'll get a room. Come on, Magra. Irish for my love. One dialect would pronounce it as Magra. What is this? Slán, losers. A quick way of saying goodbye in Irish. A shortened version of Slán Abhel or Safe Journey Home. Slán. Awkward silence. So now it's just me and Sean's. So, how did you three meet anyway? We all went to the Trip to Tip this year from Castle Bar. Trip to Tip, a nickname for the music festival Feli, which took place in County Tipperary between 1990 and 1997. Trip to Tip. It was some crake. I had my guitar on the bus. Crake, literally the Irish word for fun, can be used to mean fun in the Hiberno English, but can also be used in questions like, what's the crake, to mean what's up or how are you. In the middle of a jam, Jack told me we were starting a band. I can't believe it. I hope Jack knows I have the music ability of a broken wheel. I'm glad to have you in the house anyway. How'd you even end up here? I knew this place as the scary ghost house when I was a kid. Colum suggested it. We were talking about putting together an EP and we needed somewhere to practice. That's so cool. We've got an actual gig coming up soon. That'll be deadly. I wish we were a bit more focused on the music though. Sometimes I think Colum and Jack just like having a place they can be together. Oh, I was a little surprised at breakfast that you were so comfortable around them. It doesn't bother me. Colum and Jack are good people. So I think here they're talking about, not to like overly explain, but I think talking about like potential homophobia. They're outsiders and I'm an outsider too. And it's legal now anyway, haha. About time. So I guess the legalization of gay marriage happened recently in Ireland in the early 90s. But it's kind of intense living on top of each other sometimes, so I'm really happy you're here. Now I can talk to someone when they're busy snogging. Hooray! You know, I think I did the leaving with your sister, Asha. Sounds so dramatic. The leaving certificate is a university entrance exam in Ireland. It always happens over the first 2 or 3 weeks of June and is commonly seen as the harbinger of good summer weather. Your family owns Niall's Chipper, right? Chipper. Chippers are Ireland's fast food. The most important item are chips, steak cut fries, supplemented by things like battered sausage, fish, burgers, and onion rings. Even small towns would have 1 or 2. My dad runs it, yeah. We get all roped in to help. I remember when Asha moved into my class. I'd never heard a Manchester accent in real life. Well, she's back there now with my mom's sister. She's studying medicine and everything, just like Mom. Cool. She was so nice to me. I haven't talked to people from my class in ages. I left Achill so quickly after school. Everyone leaves Achill. I didn't think it would be so different when school ended. Tell me about Dublin. There must be all kinds of things happening. Gigs, parties, gigs. Probably. I don't do much in Dublin or talk to anyone, but there's libraries. Mostly I read about physics and work and do computer stuff. My parents would love you. Well, I might be looking for new ones. Would they like another child? Shans is so cute. Night, Kasio. Oiche The Irish for good night. Okay, so Ihawa. That doesn't look like Ihawa at all. I know they're saying one dialect, but look at that. That looks like Ochi Mahaith or Maith. Mahaith. Ochi Mahaith. Ihawa. Like what? Like where's the wa in this? Where's the wa? Again, you would think my second playthrough I'd be like, oh, remember how to pronounce these things. Nope. If it don't look like what it sound like, I'm not gonna say it right. Even if it does, sometimes I'm still not gonna say it right. Back to space, are we? Maybe. Maybe. No. This is also very interesting too. It's like we're kind of reading after I guess she's gone through and like erase or try to erase things. December 9th, band practice all day. I sat in the corner and listened. Jack, you're coming in too soon. He huffed until Colin kissed him on the cheek. By tea time, they were playing in the dark. The house's mishmash of wires couldn't handle their equipment and the lights. An expression that means a disorganized mix of things. Mishmash. I told them they sounded like Bon Jovi, but it didn't go down so well. Jack shook his head sadly. Not everything is perfect. It's a compliment. The house is freezing. The immersion didn't work. And I've learned a lot about different types of mold, but who cares? Jack, Colin, and Sean's are all so nice. I'll figure my life out tomorrow, or the day after, and wash my one set of clothes. I don't remember what Bon Jovi sounded like, but I guess they took offense to that. The immersion doesn't work. I guess that's like their version of the heater. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I forgot like she left without taking anything with her. Not really, so she only's got like the clothes on her back. 10th, a rare blue sky. I wanted to get out in the fresh air, and Sean's joined me for company. Spotted Mrs. McGlinty in the field halfway up the hill to the low, her sheep running ahead of her. She whistled sharp. I didn't know what most of that. I'm guessing a hill? I don't think she recognized me, but gave us a short, swift nod before she turned back up the hill, sheep in tow. Don't worry, okay. I wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally erase. We talked about Manchester and Dublin. He was very impressed with my astrophysics. There was an eviction notice from the guards when we got home. Don't worry, we get one every week. The guards are like their police. Yeah, the Irish police force. Don't worry, we get one every week. Yeah, so they're like actually squatting. And the police are giving them notices to get out. 11th. Woke up and Colin was lighting a fire. I could feel the warmth return to my bones. I chopped peat briquettes into thin silvers before the rain came. We had to ration our fuel, but I just wanted the blaze going all day. Briquettes, a common form of fuel in Ireland, made by compressing the peat, don't know what that is, from the bogs, don't know what that is, that cover a large part of the Irish Midlands. Sean's put on a tape as we hung up some Christmas lights. The four of us lay around the living room listening to The Cure. There's a strange sensation in my body somewhere. Has the weight dropped from my shoulders, or have I lost something important? I don't know. The Cure. Sunday the 12th. Sean's went home today and I missed him. Colin brought the rest of us to his Auntie Maggie's. Colin stayed with her back when his parents kicked him out. So Colin was kicked out. She has a nice cottage overlooking Dugert Beach, half swallowed by fuchsia bushes and giant rhubarb. This is what we read before. And giant rhubarb. This is a common name of an invasive plant that grows all over Achill. It's not actually rhubarb at all, but it looks similar and it does get really big. She called us all wee lambs, made us a cup after cup of tea, and insisted we stayed for dinner. Chops and peas and coffee cake. The cake was unbearably dry, but I ate a big slice anyway. We left before it got too dark, and she gave us a huge shopping bag of food to take back. There were 4 selection boxes in there, too. Coffee cake. In Ireland, coffee cake is a coffee-flavored sponge with coffee buttercream. Selection boxes. These are common Christmas presents for children. It's a big box around 6 chocolate bars in it, which I would be so upset to get every year because I hate chocolate. So if everyone got chocolate for Christmas, I'd be like, nah, we ain't celebrating Christmas. Sorry. Things to remember about column. Okay, erase the first layer. He likes junk food. Goes weak at the knees for a bag of crisps, especially if they're salt and vinegar. Column O'Malley, age 24. Loves bass, walking bass lines. What? Jack, Auntie Maggie, Achill. Oh, so he actually likes Achill. He'll take care of anyone and anything. That's how I met him, because he was feeding a stray cat near the school. My favorite thing about him, the way he awkwardly rubs the back of his head when he's nervous. Hates walking in the Corrigan's news agent. Not sure what that is. Cities, the summer. And I'm not sure if these scribblings mean that this is no longer true. For all his kindness, he has a wicked sense of gallows humor. His laugh is surprisingly loud given how quiet he is. Did she scratch this off to be he no longer laugh loudly, or he no longer has a wicked sense of humor? I'm what are these? What is this? Colin doesn't do half measures. It's like the way he feels about Jack. He's always all or nothing. Not even sure what half measures mean in this context. I guess, giving it your all, I guess. He doesn't half-ass anything. Colin is good to tell secrets to, but he's not great for giving advice. He's not that good at making decisions himself. December 13th. You can see my eraser is slowly dwindling in size. Got a little chunk missing at the top left. Starting to forget my routine before I move to the big house. I wake up at 12 and I'm out of bed at 1-ish whenever the band starts. I wonder who lived here before. Some landlord dead generations ago. Some landlord. The nobility who owned the big houses would have also owned a lot of the land around them, which was rented to the Irish peasants. For example, Captain Boycott once lived on Achill Island before famously being boycotted on land he owned elsewhere in Mayo. See, I don't remember the history of this event, but I remember that boycotting was named after someone, their last name. At 3, there was a knock and then a bang on the door. I saw him coming through the curtain, so I disappeared. Fergal on his little post bike with a letter from Mom. Jack was the one who opened the door, the one who handed me the envelope. I haven't left my room since. At first I thought she meant since that moment she hasn't ever left her room, but I think she means just that day. I talk a lot with Sean's. He had a solution for everything. I have no things, so we're going to get my things. Tonight, the 2 of us will rob my house. Sister Bernadette, to the occupants. Your tenancy at the dwelling at the house is illegal, and application for a court order of forcible removal has been submitted. If you do not leave before December 14th, and Garda Síochána will be called in. Mayo. Mayo is one of the 32 Irish counties. It's in the province of Connacht, the west coast, above Galloway and below Sligo. The name is from the Irish Mayo, pronounced Mayo. Mayo? Mayo? Oh, yeah, that's different. Mayo. Mayo. Much like the condiment. Oh, well, there you go. Well, no, that's different. It'd be Mayo, not O. Crogan. Crogan is a mountain in the west coast of Achill Island that descends into the sea. The fictional big house situated on its slope is named after it. Crohan. Crohan. Engarda. Well, we didn't get the Engarda part. Oh, that's here. Engrados, the name for the Irish police. Okay, so they have a lot of words for the guards. Got it. You have the whole of 24 hours of the termination date to vacate and give up possession of the above dwelling. Any issues as to the validity of this notice or the right of the landlord to serve it must be referred to the residential tenancy boards. This also was served on December 4th. So 10 days to leave. Sister Bernadette. My dear son, I don't know how to explain that I'm not who she thinks or wants. See, this didn't make sense to me at first. I was like, wait, what? But again, context, they're a trans woman. So they're saying that whoops. Not your son, but I'm sorry. Let me go back and fix that. Okay, and we are back. Dear son, I've been waiting for you to come home all week. What's with this all of a sudden? You're like a different person. Scratched out. Whatever it is, I know things will be right as rain. Soon, I want you to know I forgive you for the things you said. You were angry, and we all say things we don't mean when we're angry. The notorious, I forgive you, but I don't feel like I need to apologize to you line. I don't know where to start. Will she ever call me Kasio? Careful. Maybe you're afraid to come home because of that. Or maybe you're afraid you've ruined things between us. But it isn't true. I'm still your mom. I'll always be here. I haven't touched any of your things. I did notice some things you might want to talk about. When you get back, we'll go through it all together. Decide what to keep and what to throw away. She's trying, but she has all these ideas of how I should be. Missing you, your mom. She didn't even consider she might need to apologize too. Heist plan. Walk quietly to Dua via the bog road, open my bedroom windows using the janky hinge, pack up my stuff, don't wake Fergal, don't wake mom, figure out life with clean clothes. Dua is a smaller village on the southwest end of the island. Kasio's family lives here. An example of what is often called a green road or boreen in Ireland, an old unpaved track with grass growing in the middle. Okay. The clouds broke as we crossed into the bog road. When I heard the stream, I knew we were close. Oh, the house looks, well, I guess it's one story, but it kind of looks big. 10/20, December 13th, the Bog Road heist. Before I met these guys, I couldn't have imagined this excitement in a million years. Sean's asked me if I'd missed this place. It sounded so final. I just said no quickly. I didn't feel like talking about it. We climbed up the stairs my dad spent 2 summers on. I guess 2 summers building the stairs? I remember fights about whether mom should make apple sponge or apple crumble for dessert. I remember sick days at home watching Bosco on the TV under blankets. Bosco was a very famous TV show for children that ran during the 70s and 80s. The host was a non-gendered puppet in a box who is still very fondly remembered in Irish pop culture. Bosco. That's like a dog's name. I thought about our old dog, Molly. Cute! And the way she snuck in under my arms looking for rubs. And how light she felt in my lap when she died. She died in your lap? Maybe you're holding her? Alright. Coming in. Hey, don't get mud on my jacket. I'm in. This room never really felt like mine. How can such a small, empty room have so much stuff in it? I should have brought a bigger bag. Whatever I can fit will be all I have after 2 decades. Or maybe this room is so blank because I hadn't figured out who I was. All I wanted was to sit in the back of the class and read books. Okay. And I have to... Am I not erasing this part yet? All my old clothes were things other people thought I should like. I don't care enough to have an opinion. I feel like there's a lot of people who just genuinely don't care about fashion. My chest hurts as I looked at my bed. Part of me wanted to crawl into it, bury myself into the cool sheets and their familiar scent. Oh, dinosaur lamp. I keep forgetting about the dinosaur lamp. Can I erase it now? No? Maybe this room lacks identity because it's always had to be ready for guests. Grannies at Christmas, aunts coming home, cousins from St. Paul. Like when your parents tell you to clean your room, we have guests coming. Then you'll be like, but the guests aren't coming into my room. Oh dear. You. ... Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I thought you were a burglar. I should say, Jesus, Mary, and Jojo. But also, this is one of the conversations that the little head assets would pop up, but this whole dialogue box and the dialogue didn't pop up. So I thought it was like a creative choice of like, oh, we're not gonna have dialogue here. We're just gonna have the facial expressions. So that's the bug I was dealing with. So this is new for me right now. I thought you were a burglar. I can see you, you know. ... Do you ever think of Mom, you complete gobsheen? What? An Irish insult. Another one of the many ways of calling someone stupid. Wow, gobsheen. Hi, Fergal. Oh, I also thought this was the mom at first. But this is the brother. Okay, gotcha. Thought that was the mom. Oh my gosh, I was so confused. What if she heard you? She's probably awake now worrying about robbers. Who's gonna rob us on Achill? That doesn't stop her from fretting, you know. Kasio, are you okay? Who's that? None of your business. I know you're living in the big house. What of it? Lots of rumors about what goes on there. They're all like you, right? No one is like me. Say it, girlfriend. You are the biggest freak around, that's for sure. Okay, brother, you need to calm down. I'm leaving. Hold on right there, we're not done. Nah, screw you. Shans, take my bag. You're gonna regret this. Sooner or later, your choices are gonna catch up with you. I'm jumping, catch me. Keep your bloody voice down. Jeez. Oh, are we going back to space now? Get like whiplash every time I'm like getting super invested in this story, and then I get whisked off to space. Middle. We're already so close to the event horizon. Please. Can you hear me, Doctor? Yes, I'm here. Who are you? Call me Control. Don't you have a first name? Something less formal? Control will do. Okay, Mr. Control. It's good to hear your voice. I thought I'd never talk to anyone again. How are your vital signs? Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. Did you get my data? I'm looking at your readings now. The anomaly is definitely unnatural. I mean, if it's an anomaly in space, it has to be natural, right? And with its trajectory, it will intersect with Earth in only 24 days. If we get more data from the event horizon, we can do something, right? Maybe. We might be able to find the event that caused the anomaly in the first place. We don't have time to send a probe. I'll do it. What? It'll kill you. Don't be so pessimistic, Control. Like you said, there's still hope. This is reckless. Doctor? Doctor, respond. Please, call me Cassiopeia. I hope I'm saying that right. Cassiopeia? Cassiopeia? Moving on back. Our run collapsed into an out-of-breath walk. I realized all I wanted in the world was a bag of steaming hot chips and vinegar. That sounds so unpleasant. I asked Shans about his dogs, Chipper and Keel. He was fidgeting with the zip of his jacket. Keel, one of Achill's largest villages, and has Achill's largest beach. Sean's family lives here and runs a chip shop. Mind. To mind X means to be careful of, to take care of, depending on context. It can also be listen to X, mind your parents. He asked me if that's what I really wanted. His family would be there. I was too hungry to mind. Okay. If you want to escape family, you go to Dublin. You don't get stars like this in the Big Smoke? Smoke? Is Dublin called the Big Smoke for some reason? It didn't seem particularly smoky when I went. 11:40 p.m. December 13th. Cassiopeia was over Keel. Oh, Cassiopeia was over Keel. Okay, so our space person is over this exact location right now. Is Fergal why you can't go home? He's grand. I'm used to it, mostly. Okay, so this is another conversation that was completely gone because of the bug. So literally, I was like clicking for like 5 minutes, just like, I have no idea what they're talking about. And I was making up a fake conversation based on their expressions. And I was just like, this is a really weird choice. But okay, that's the last time I mentioned it. But yeah, this was another missing conversation, so this is new to me. We haven't really got on since I went to college. Well, he seems like a complete tool. It's my mom. I just can't talk to her, and I can't handle how she looks at me now. We keep having the same argument and talk about everything except the obvious. The only reasonable option left is to leave the country forever. Then she'd be stuck with Fergal. Oh God, that's a terrible fate. You don't sound angry with her, though. I am and I amped. She's done a lot for me. I love her. She raised us by herself. Dad would be away in Scotland for most of the year working. I'm sure she loves you, too. See, I saw the fish list, and I thought they were just talking about different types of fish. Maybe. We never really used that word much around the house. I guess it's not an Irish thing. My parents are so open with affection, it's gross. They've no shame at all. That's sweet. Mum's been through a lot from my da. He's from Achill, right? Yeah, he left for work and ended up in Manchester as a porter in the hospital. If I lived in Manchester, I would stay there. If only. Mum even had to sign a letter to the priest that all the kids were being raised Catholic. She's still adamant that me, Tara, and Neil join Da for Mass every Sunday morning. So the neighbors don't forget we're just like the rest of ye. So, clearly you didn't get this context the first time. I'm sorry, I said I wasn't gonna repeat it again, but I'm gonna keep talking about it. I think he's mixed. I think he's Irish and Indian, which I didn't get till like way later. Well, hello. Speak of the devil. Go on, give us a bit of peace, Tara. I want to meet your new friend. This I kind of guessed. I was like, I'm guessing that's his sister trying to get to know his friend that he brought over. So I guess that's what was happening here without the dialogue. Nobody in this family can mind their own business. What do you mean you don't want me to tell Mom? What? You mean you don't want me to tell Mom and Dad you're here? Ugh. I'll see you on Sunday. Isn't that good enough? Yes. In Ireland, yes and yous are common pluralisms of yous, similar to y'all in Southern dialects in American English. I'm Kasio. I'm living with the band right now. Well, that's good. I'm glad they're still going. Neil bet me a $5 the band would break up before Christmas. They're all really talented. Talented and annoying. Sounds like my big brother. Lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet ya, Kasio. Cool name. That's my wee sister. She's a terror. I like her. She said my name is cool. It is. It's nice to hear people use it. Really? I hate my name. Sean's? Haha, no. That's a football nickname. Neil on Sean's... I don't have a chance. The pronunciation of Sean's is the same as Sean's, like chance, but with a sh at the start. Chance. Chance. Chance? Sean? Is this not Sean? Chance? Like chance. Chance. So I guess his name is Shans, and I've been calling him Sean? Shans? My name is Ishan. It's Indian. Will I stick to Shans then? My brain can't. I mean, I don't know if that feels like me either. It feels like a character, but isn't that what a nickname is? So wait, his nickname is based off of you have no chance? That's not a very positive nickname. Oh, sorry. I just realized I'm totally over her face here, aren't I? Hold on. I got you. I got you. Hold on. Boop. Bum, 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 bum. Spider lion, spider lion. You can change it. I guess you said you can change it. You can always change your name or something like that. I was named after my grandfather. I can't imagine what my parents would say. The trouble I'd get into even if I even suggested it. I picked Kasio for a game in college, and then it just grew on me. Yeah, of course. Wait, what? You picked it? Obviously? I thought you knew. I mean, yeah, I didn't think about it. That's cool. Well, I mean, when you introduce yourself to a new person, they're not really thinking about whether or not you're introducing yourself with the name or like a nickname, unless you're like introduce yourself as like something like Biggie Smalls or like Apple or, you know, just something that like screams nickname. And then people might be like, oh wait, is that your real name is what they'll ask or something. But yeah, Kasio sounded like just a name to me. This is nice. Thanks for talking to me. The lads from town would think I'm a weirdo talking about names. We're all weirdos. That's true. I used to wish I was normal more than anything. I thought I could fix myself, and then I realized I didn't need to be fixed. I'm sorry. See, when there was no dialogue, I was like, oh, are we gonna hold hands? And I was like, oh, I guess not. Hey, punk. Mom says to come upstairs and stay the night. All right, time to go, Kasio. Da will drive you back to Dua in the morning. We're leaving now, Tara. See you soon. Mom says you'll die of the cold out there. I love you too. Bye. It's like, no. Ah, blushy blush. But also, yeah, like, but she had let the girl stay over too. Like, Like sleepover. So much scratching out. The 14th. The story of the heist spilled over breakfast the next morning. Jack called us criminal masterminds. After a cold, dripping shower, I got changed into clean clothes. Oh, they probably don't have heat. Oh, I could not do it. Oh, hold on. Let me come back down the wall. Pew, 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 pew. Bonk. Wait. Did I finish reading all of that? See, this is why it's like hard to like go back and forth. But in the evening, we watched Into the West. I made hot chocolate for everyone by melting down 2 selection boxes. It was a treat. Wednesday, I went with the gang to the post office to get the dole, which is the here we go. A word for unemployment benefits in Ireland. Artist's salary. Starving artists, maybe. The queue was shocking, but everyone was friendly. People of all ages, but mostly older. I won't let that happen to me. I won't get stuck on a queue, spending my evenings and my dole in the pubs. Artist salary. I think we'll be able to zoom back out and look at that. I keep a distance just in case Fergal or Mom are working. We're working. Column got another written warning from the guards about the house. Chance, what is, I can't. I'm just going to say Sean's, I'm sorry. Sean suggested that we could live in the seal case up on Duggart Hill. Famous 5 style? There was another letter for me, but I didn't open it. Famous 5 style. Colin is talking about the Enid Blyton series, The Famous 5, which often involved the main characters camping or living in different places, especially caves. Cans of beer typically associated with young people. They brought the cans in from the shop. 16th, we went to bingo. Me and Jack went to put up posters for the gig next week. Fox's Den, number 10. Cup of Tea, number 3. Lovely Legs, 11. Okay, sure. We got a few looks when we arrived. Most of them were older women, I only saw at mass, but we spotted Auntie Maggie and joined her. No one paid much mind after that. It's like, don't worry, these young people have a chaperone. Don't worry about it. We won a shampoo gift set. Thank God. We really need some in the house. Everyone looks a bit greasy. Things to remember about Jack. Age 25. He comes from a big family. There's 8 children. Jack is somewhere in the middle, but I keep losing track. Hates sitting around doing nothing. Rain, reading. I love sitting around doing nothing. I love listening to rain, not being out on it. And reading's okay, I guess. He's vain about his appearance. He keeps trying to teach me how to use moisturizer. I mean, but moisturizer is just good for your skin. Even if you're not talking about looking good. He talks about leaving a kill like it's a question of when, not if. Columns always wanted to stay. Oh, so a couple that don't agree on where they want to be. That's bad. Loves sitting around drinking cans, beers, cooking for others, adventure. My favorite thing about him, Jack's a great person to watch TV with, joking about whatever's on. He likes making things, but he's not great at cleaning up after himself. I will, yeah, he says, but never gets around to it, and he gets sulky if you push it. Well, you're an adult now. Just do it. Is there a way to, after Jack called us criminal masterminds, after a cold shower, I got changed into clean clothes. Everyone was mighty surprised that I had a different t-shirt. Oh dear. It was a treat. Column got another written warning from the guards about the house. Sean's said, okay, I read that. There's a letter for me, but I didn't open it. They brought some cans in the shop to take home. I didn't drink. They brought some cans in the shop. Oh, because they bought some beer to drink home, but you didn't drink. Okay, got it. December. I'm going to try, y'all, but this UI, as unique as it is, sometimes you can literally accidentally click away something before you get a chance to read it. We woke up in a flooded kitchen floor. Burst pipe, Colum said, rubbing the back of his neck. Happens when it freezes, he said. Colum's head was stuck under the sink all morning, and he did what his father taught him. What? Ma'abuhil. Literally good boy. But used in context, it means something more like well done. You're the man. An Irish person might also say good man yourself or good on you, the pronunciation. Okay. Okay, first layer. Don't click again. Chance and Jack helped with mopping and towels. I felt a bit useless, so I kept out of the way. You didn't want to help with the towel part? I mean, that's pretty basic stuff. Just wipe with a towel. Thought about writing a letter to Mom again. Chance pulled a paperback from somewhere and tossed it to me. A Simov. One I read before, but I was happy to read again. Literally, like, you can't even mop up water. Here, go read a book. Saturday, opened my letter this morning. It was from Fergal himself. What a bollocks. I guess but. A general word. Bollocks. Shans took me for a walk down to Keel and then to Achill Sound. It was lovely. I love the sea, even with the gulls screaming their heads off into the pale sky. The wind was pushing us around, so we didn't talk much. It felt nice just being with someone in the comfortable silence. Ended up reaching the football pitch, and we sat on the new stone fence. We both bonded over being terrible at GAA. I had to go on Saturday morning for years, though I couldn't even do the most basic drills. A part of the attic ceiling fell in during the storm last night. Oh dear. We saw it from the outside first in the gray morning light. Could have been a lot worse. Colum used a tarp for Jack's drums to cover it, but that won't last. This place is starting to feel a bit scary. Try not to erase the part that we didn't see yet. It's kind of hard. Sean stayed with us, and we had a makeshift Sunday dinner with a leg of beef. My bad. Maggie gave us. Found myself missing my mud group. Told Sean about the computers and role playing. I knew people in colleges all over the world. Mud group, multi-user dungeons. They were an early form of online test-based role playing. No one else from Achill, though. Is there even a computer on this whole island? 20th. Tonight, after practice, we all went down to Keene to make a massive bonfire on the beach. It was a pre-gig ritual to ward away evil spirits. Everything was sodden after weeks of rain, so it was definitely magic that the fire started. Colum had some lighter fluid, which probably helped. Oh, you think? We sang songs in the drizzle. Our backs were soaked, but the heat and the crack was cheering. I meant to burn my letters, but forgot. I burned some letters in a fire before. It was very nice. It's nice to burn things. Nice to burn things. All right, let's see. Hello, you got a letter from the university. Very fancy. Seal and everything. Mom wouldn't open it. Said she couldn't. You know how she is. But I did. You didn't get that scholarship. Who were you trying to cod? I guess fool. To trick or deceive someone. Most often used in response. Are you codding me? Dossing. To be idle and doing nothing. I see you living with those wasters. Dossing all day. They're dragging their families through the mud too. Whole island is talking about ye. It's weird. You're making a holy show of yourself. You always wanted us to think that you were awful smart, too good for real work. Sucked up to the teachers and convinced the old pair to send you to college. And for what? Jesus. Cop on. If you want to be weird, do it in your spare time. Right now, you have to come back down to earth. Fergal. Is he lying? What the hell do I do? In my first playthrough, I talked about this a little bit too, because I remember when I went to grad school, I applied for a scholarship that was like, a decent chunk of money, But I didn't hear back by the time school started. So I ended up just taking a government loan to cover the, amount of college. Because I was like, well, I guess, I'm going to go anyway. It's just whether or not it'll be the scholarship or a loan. So I took out the loan, and then maybe a month or two into the program, it turns out that I did get their scholarship. And so then I had to submit it to the government, and then they ended up taking back the loan money, I think without any interest or penalty, because they knew it wasn't my fault. But I'm just that's such at least Kasio got the letter at least a month before school started, instead of, showing up on day one and then being nah, but you got to pay us for the time that you have been here out of your pocket or something like that, But that's what came to mind when I first played through this. I was just man, I had to find out about my scholarship so late. Set list: high cost of living, no name, queen of Achill tender death, drowning at Keel Beach. All right, emo band. 80s ramp walk, play louder. Castle Bar, 10 p.m., Tuesday, December 21st, 1993, the high cost of living. I could hear them playing. It wasn't too late. The floor was shaking. Column's base. Oh, wait, hold on. The floor was shaking. Column's base. The dark community hall was a mess of bodies. Black tees with metal bands, denim jackets, and badges. Okay. I pushed and shoved to see them up close. The lads looked incredible. Jack was at the back, going wild on the drums. Colin's bass was perfect and smooth, keeping in time with the others. Sean's guitar and voice had the crowd on tender hooks. Don't know what that means. Okay. Banshee finished. Everyone loved them. So many cheers. A world away from practice in the big house. I used to perform on stage, and it was always so different. The vibe from going from practice to actually being there in a crowd, enjoying your show and stuff. It's night and day. After Colin, Jack and Sean's left the stage. The room seemed to get even more packed. They were like the openers. Darkness filled the hall. The music started again. When the lights came back on, I instantly fell in love with the first woman holding a guitar that I saw. I was the first? I felt the rumble. I felt the distortion. I felt like a dork. She owned the stage with her massive boots. I jumped in fright when she roared, and then I kept jumping. The Nosferatu? The heaviest band in Mayo. I keep accidentally clicking out the... Oops. I keep clicking out the window. Oops. No. Okay. I was getting crushed between people. I wonder if I was going to die. I didn't care. I just wanted to be there. Oh dear. Jack, he danced like a superstar. He started flailing at me and I joined in. Being friends with this legend made me feel like a superstar too. I danced so long, I thought my arms and legs were gonna fall off. In the anonymity of the crowd, I was free. That word always gets me every time. Anonymity. Oh, that looks like body hair. Oh, and now it really looks like body hair from down there. Oh dear. Let's just erase that. Okay. Not that there's anything wrong with body hair. I just did not expect that to look like it. The lights came up. My eyes adjusted to the horror of the lit hall. I was wrecked. Everyone started to shuffle out slowly as they recognized their sweaty friends, exhausted and happy. I headed backstage to find the gang. Even the group looked sweaty underneath the litter of lost beer cans. Or even the ground. Nosferatu. Cute. Less cute. Way less cute. Jack announced a house party at our gaff. Nosferatu are coming. At our gaff. They're gonna drive us all the way back to Achill. So I guess maybe the venue was far away, so she had to walk there from the big house, which is why she was like, oh good, they're still playing, because it took her long to walk there. They were like, we got a ride. Oh, cool. Guess she's uncomfortable around PDA from her lack of ability to be able to have a normal relationship, as in her words. Or feel comfortable in touching others, I guess. Alright. Back to the house. My eraser's getting smaller. Rocking out. Doing something, I'm not sure. Oh, I guess you have something tied around your waist. I was like, are you undressing at the party? I'm confused. Must be raining. Or maybe that's water damage. Here you are. I couldn't find you anywhere. What are you doing in the attic? This was another conversation that was erased from the bug. I wanted some space, and my room is kind of full. There are some people I haven't seen since Skull Downyacht. I'm not very good at talking to people. That didn't help that much. Skull Downit. Downit? I mean, why is it not just spelled like that? The name of Kasio Secondary School. Ah. This 1 a.m. December 22nd, finding space in the attic. I didn't think. Will I kick them out? It's fine. I don't think they recognize me. That was a weird translation. Like, do you want me to kick them out? I didn't realize you didn't want them in your room. I just want to chill and look at the sky. A little hanky. If Mom caught me smoking, she'd kill me. Mine's a bloody doctor. She sees patients with lung cancer every other week in the hospital. Maybe this isn't as bad as cigarettes? Still smoke. Well, we're going to die sometime. Yeah. Cough, cough, cough. When I was 10, my grandmother in India died. I've never met her, and then suddenly I never could. Mom told me she was cremated. It's strange, but I like the idea of her ashes going back into nature. That was a real topic change. It's just talking about like smoking, I guess non-tobacco, and then all of a sudden like, my grandma died. I'd be like, what? Like, unless she died of cancer, then I'd be like, okay, that's a jumping off point, but life keeps going. Atoms develop into proteins, into cells, into us. That stuff hit you hard, huh? Shut up. The universe is 13 billion years old, and it just gets more complex, more intricate, weirder. Every second is totally different from the last. Are you saying we have to make the most of the time we have? You're assuming time is even real. Hey, can I ask you something personal? Totally. Are you, like Colin and Jack? I don't know. Maybe? Does it even matter? And does that mean you like girls or boys? Both? Neither? I like sleeping. I like sleeping too. Haha, yeah. I think Shans is asking because he would like to know if he has a chance with you. I like being here with you. It's nice. Thank God for heaters. We were living in limbo, and then you showed up. Achilles is limbo. It's weird to see classmates who never left. We could be ourselves in Dublin. Imagine if we lived together. Oh yeah, Sean's is definitely digging you. I like to live on a barge someday, and you're just totally not. We could live on the canals. I like they do some places in Amsterdam. And you could teach me about space. And you teach me the guitar? I could reinvent myself like David Bowie, for real, and not pretend anymore. You're pretending? I just think the guy other people see and the real me are very different. And who's the real you? I don't even know. Not Sean's, not Ishan, someone. Look, I'm telling you, give yourself a new name. Hey, can I hang up posters in our barge? Yeah, of course. You can hang up whatever you want. Will we have plants? If you take care of them, I'm a plant killer. Ha ha ha. I think I got a good nickname. Oh? The Barge Bard. Oh my gosh. Oh man, this is so cute. Yeah, I totally had no idea what they were saying that whole time. It was just back and forth, including this. Hey, do you ever think about the ozone layer? Sometimes. I think about how we're destroying it. Oh, back in space. There. Day 10 since I've heard anything from the astronaut, maybe? I have confirmed the trigger event for the anomaly. 14 days left until the event, when it will reach Earth. I got the data. Please receive. You're still there. Okay, yeah, so it was like 10 days since I've heard from Kasio. Of course, I'm a professional. I only took a few minutes to align my orbit and escape again. It has been a week. Control. I detect wormholes nearby in all directions. Space-time is being ripped to shreds. I think I can use them. Also, is like Cassie like in a spacecraft, or is she like just floating by herself? Because she's in a spacesuit right now. First jump was a success. You're back. My readings say I'm somewhere beyond Neptune. You've traveled 50 kilometers, have no idea what that means, in a few days, in a second. That's an unbelievable distortion of space-time. And this is just the beginning. As the black hole expands, the time dilation will only get worse. I've been analyzing the data you sent yesterday and... Keep it up! Gotta go! I can see Ganymede. Hello, I have good news, Doctor. The source of the positron entanglement is Earth. Good thing I was already headed that way. I found something in the data you sent that might tell us more about the trigger. It seems to be an image of some kind. An image? Is it of use? I don't understand it yet, but I'll find out more. Alright, gotta go again. Bye. By the way, my name... Nope. Too late. 12,000 kilometers from Mars. Cassiopeia, I made a breakthrough. I found more evidence of the original positron annihilation that caused the anomaly. The trigger event. It hasn't happened yet. It affects our rippling back in time. Then we can stop it. Do you know what we have to do? Not yet. I'm still decoding this image. I'm more sure than ever that it's the key. And I've narrowed the event's future location to Ireland. It's not far. I'll send my location and contact. Call me as soon as you arrive. By then, we'll have less than a day left. Then I'll see you soon, Control. About that, my name... Jumping! My name, McHugh, but you can call me Mac for short. Well... See you soon, Cassiopeia. Got it. Don't be late, Mac. Oh dear. Put the kettle on. She heard it. Yay. Okay. I woke up comfy. This was another scene that I didn't get to read. Light came in through the roof. There was something heavy on my legs. I was still wearing last night's clothes, even shoes. Oh God, is everyone still downstairs? 6 a.m. December 22nd, the back of Beyond. Was this someone's arm? Sean's. Hey, you're on top of me. Ugh, hey. Wake up, sleepyhead. Get off of me, you idiot. Idiot? Yeah, idiot. This is probably the closest I've been to anyone except my mom. Hey, are you still asleep? I was dreaming about us. I dreamt about aliens. So, I know we probably shouldn't leave until after Christmas, but I've been thinking, what? So, we'll need to find a flat first, right? Dang, Sean's is like hella serious. Sean's, what are you talking about? Moving to Dublin together, obviously. Haha, we were kind of out of it last night. But we are going to Dublin, right? You're serious? You're not going anywhere. You're like 18, 19? Youngin. 19. I'm mature. I can't take care of you, Sean. I can barely look after myself. I want to look after you. Slow down a second. Kasio, it's hard for me to say this, but I have to. Oh dear. I think I like you. What? See, get off. Jesus. See, without context, I was like, this just seems to be going really bad, but I'm not sure, like, why? Don't you want to kiss me? I don't want to kiss anyone right now. I really like you, Kasio. I got that. I told you I've never told anyone else. I told you things I never told anyone else. My bad. I didn't ask you to. You've made me realize things about myself. I see myself in you. I have no idea who you think I am. My life is falling apart right now. You don't want to be me. All the more reason to leave. We'll move off of this island and everything will be great. I don't even know if I have anything in Dublin to go back to. The PhD is gone, and your parents will be worried sick. Who are you to talk about worrying my parents? I can't handle this. I'm sorry. Shut up. Please, Kasio, stop, please. Kasio. Kasio? Kasio. Kasio, come back. Oh, just walk down. Okay, I see. I see now. Dang, she was like, I didn't come here for no partner. I just came here to visit and to go back. But I guess, yeah, she doesn't have a PhD. Can she afford to go back? Or a PhD scholarship, I mean. Hello there, Kasio. This also was bugged out, by the way. So I was literally sitting in the dark for like 20 minutes of the game straight. Just like, I don't know what's happening. Hello there, Kasio. Hi, Maggie. Oh, this is Maggie. See, I thought this was like the sheep neighbor or something. I was like, who is this person you're talking to? Isn't the frost beautiful? Cold, though. And the wind is fierce, too. Yeah. It's a happy surprise to see you so early, especially after your big night out in Castle Bar. All that music and crake. I didn't sleep very well. Well, there's nothing like looking at the sea to calm a restless mind. It was terrible leaving every September when I taught in Castle Bar. What's wrong, Pet? Oh, so Pet is a name for all young people? I thought it was just her mom calling her Pet. Like, instead of a pet name, she just directly called her Pet. And I was like, that's a little weird. Is it your mom? I don't mean to pry, only Colum said it's a lot of things. Whatever it is, it's smaller than you think. These things always are. You'll go home for Christmas, and it'll be forgotten like that. Colum and his dad are like cats and dogs, but doesn't he see them every year? I don't think so. What was that? Colin doesn't go home. He was with Jack last year. They had a frozen pizza. This year, we'll have a chicken, though. You're joking. He didn't say that. Christmas dinner in that rotten house? The state of it. It must be freezing. And damp, too. Yeast can't live like that. That's a disgrace. The roof will be gone before you know. It kinda is. Bits of it. He could come to me. I love some company at Christmas. I think they've more comfortable being themselves. What do you mean? You know, around you, they can't just be open with each other. Oh, but I mean, you keep things like that in private. That's just how it's done. We all have our own crosses. We have a nice chicken anyway, and Jack is making jelly. It was bringing it out in the open that caused all his troubles. That's an awful thing to say, asking him to hide who he is, if he even could. Sorry, I should go. No, you're right. He does care about you, and he definitely appreciates you taking him in after Mr. O'Malley kicked him out. Hope he knows I care about him too. People used to say I was a bit queer. They say all kinds of things. People are mean. Hold on to the good ones. Colin, Jack. I could never hold on to anyone. I kept thinking there must be one good man out there, but there was never one for me. My father told me my only hope was to become a nun and get an education. Were you? You don't look like a nun. Almost. I hid from everyone, but I couldn't hide from God. Myself and Colin are more alike than I want to admit. I'll have to get a bigger goose. What? Tell Colin you're all coming to me for Christmas, and you're moving out of that place. I have a spare room and a lovely comfy couch. No ahs or buts. It will be the best Christmas going. And sure, we'll figure out the rest of it all out on Stephen's Day. St. Stephen's Day is a national holiday on the 26th of December. You might also hear it called Boxing Day. This is more associating with English people. It's often seen as a truly relaxing day, since it doesn't involve cooking, opening presents, or anything other high-energy activities of Christmas. Oh, so maybe Colin lied to Maggie and said he's been going home every year just so that she wouldn't worry or something. I met Colin when I got back. Sean's had left, took all his stuff too. I didn't want to talk. There was someone on my couch, so I lay on the floor. Guess someone from the party didn't leave. He left. Things to remember about Sean's. He left. Sean's level. Dislikes. Achill talking about himself. Smelly fish, black pudding. He gets on best. Oh, look at the eraser, so tiny. He gets on best with his brother Neil. They play football in the garden sometimes when the weather's good. Age 18, 19, did his leaving last summer. Likes music, reading, music, science fiction, Manchester, music, his mom's cooking, music. I don't think that's a like at that point. I think that's a love. I think you need another paragraph. Brought his guitar with some cash from working in the chip shop. He left. He's never been to India. He doesn't even know his relatives there. He wants to go sometime, though. His favorite writer is Arthur C. Clarke. I'm going to make him read At Swim Two Birds and he'll love it. He is terrible at lying. My favorite thing about him, he taps his fingers on any nearby surface, hammering out little tunes. Yeah, this is the moment when I realized that he was probably mixed, because this is the first time I read that anything about India because of the bug. 22nd of December. Things changed so quickly, before you're ready at all. Colin was upset and Jack was furious. He said the Banshee are finished because of me. Sean told him he's done. I wanted to hide in the attic, but it was raining. She was the Yoko Ono of the group after all. Oh dear. Oh, that means, who was it? Sean's little sister Tara, gets $5. Or fivers, whatever that is. Everyone from the party cleared out. Someone called the guard on us, a noise complaint. But also, you don't even have any neighbors, really. That house looks like it's pretty isolated. We have 24 hours to get out. The big house is done. Maggie's coming back tomorrow to get our stuff. Yeah, I'm probably the noise complaint was enough to expedite the eviction process. 23rd, Maggie drove up to the house this morning in her old banger. You'll catch a death staying there any longer. It was kind of nice being scolded with kindness. We bundled all our stuff into her car, but then there wasn't enough space for us to sit. Oh dear. So myself, Colin, and Jack had to walk. It was a very silent journey across the kill. Oh dear. Man, back in the day when I was younger, I could walk all these distances, but now I'm just like, no, I don't want to walk. No, don't make me. We played dusty board games by the fire, and we all warmed up a little. Maggie finally realized I wasn't always a girl, and she was very nice. I suppose no one ever expects it. Jack even kind of apologized for being upset at me. Maggie's cottage only has 2 bedrooms, so I'm on the couch again. It's a small one, but she has cozy woolen blankets. I like it. I mean, do you want people to realize at some point that you weren't always trans? Like, the way, like, this is, like, capitalized, and of course, as a cisgender person, I can't, like, relate, but directly in that way, but I suppose no one ever expects it. Like, wouldn't you want people not to make assumptions about you? Finally. Maggie O'Malley, age 63. I felt bad asking, but she just laughed. Likes tea, Venice Worlds. Not sure what that is. Trad music, painting, the Legion of Mary. My favorite thing about her, the way she prepares tea. She uses loose leaf, and she's really careful with it. Oh yeah, because if you're not, won't you end up just drinking like leaves in your cup? There's a lot of art in her house. Apparently she was popular with the artists who live around here. She learned Irish from her grandmother, who didn't speak any English. Okay. Her grandmother left her the cottage when she died. Oh, it's so cute. Looks like it's got some holes in it too. She taught English and geography. Disliked cold weather, drunk people, licorice. Married 2 names from down in the village? What? Before I knew her as Column's aunt, I knew her as one of the readers in Mass. She still does it. She has a lovely, soft singing voice. Not just at Mass. She gets called to sing whenever there's a session going on in the pub. 24th. So, Christmas Eve. After my first hot shower in weeks, I helped Colin prepare for tomorrow's dinner. I was hoping to get to talk to him about what happened with Sean's, but I just couldn't. In the evening, we went to the pub for a Christmas Eve pint. I wondered what I'd do if I saw Sean's, but he wasn't there. Fergal was, though. Ooh, that's not Fergal, right? Because he's not balding. I wasn't expecting it, but through the crowd our eyes met. I felt like a punch in the gut. That can't be. I drank my diluted black currant quietly and didn't look that way again. As we were leaving, he pushed an envelope into my hand. I wasn't going to give this to you. Maybe that's just someone else at the bar? Maybe? The post office is closed now. Oh. Can I erase this with that? Let me read this real quick before I try to erase that. This is the last letter to be delivered. Fergal and I both worked off our feet with the rush of cards. I recognize so many of the names, young people you were in school with too, all gone, some of them in Dublin, some of them in States or in Canada or Australia. Dear child. This is the last letter to be delivered. Okay. I've heard things. I understand you're not who I thought you were, but I can't believe it. This seems so sudden. Sudden to you, not to them. There were no signs. Maybe not to you. Maybe you didn't recognize him. You never told me you were unhappy. I'm sorry if all of this is my fault. I must have raised you wrong. That's not what we want to hear. People do say it's bad for your child to be tied to your apron. I guess in America we say like not cutting the umbilical cord for like overbearing mother or super close relationship. But I just cared so much for you, pet. It's okay if you like men or dress funny or whatever it is. Dress funny? Come on. The world is changing. I won't get mad. Not on Christmas, but I'm worried about you, that's all. You're making life difficult for yourself. Oh dear. I just don't know where you'll end up. And if you could keep it quiet, sure, what you do on your own time is your own business. No one else should mind. There's a lot of like keeping it on the down low, keep it quiet here. It's like you can do it, just make sure no one else knows kind of thing. I guess that's what it was like in Ireland in the 90s. I'll see you soon and we'll talk at last. I've been making mince pies because like in the States, you know, there are some states, if not all states, that made like gay physical relations illegal, and that's like in the bedroom in private, and people still wanted to make that illegal. So it's like, it seems like Ireland was like, you can do it, just make sure nobody knows, where the states were like, even if we don't know, don't do it, it's illegal, and if we find out about it, we'll arrest you for it. Not sure how you would find out someone was doing that without like literally having the cops like barge into people's bedrooms and be like, hey, what are you doing? Where's that? Where are your body parts? Like, I'll see you soon and we'll talk at last. I've been making mince pies. I made as much dough and filling as I normally do, but it took much longer than I thought without you. Silly old me. Oh, there's so many. Fergal won't finish them by himself. Mom. Christmas dinner. Roast potatoes, goose, ham, roast carrots and parsnips, Brussels sprouts, onion gravy. Oh, that's a lot of shaking. Shaky, shaky, shaky. There was so much snow. I wasn't sleeping. I couldn't stop thinking about Mom's letter. So I was awake at 2 in the morning when it started. The gentle hissing as it hit the window finally helped me doze. Hissing? What do you mean hissing? Why is the snow hissing on the window? Seems weird. Jack woke me up early, eager for presents. Colum came in behind him with a cup of tea. 8:20 a.m. December 25th. Extraterrestrial. We were all ushered into Maggie's living room with our cups in hand. Cute. I didn't have any presents for anyone. I don't think anyone was expecting you to. But everyone was so nice. She's like, Maggie gave me an unopened box of makeup. Colum joked about it being the one he gave her last year. Oh, that's her being called out for, what is it called? Not hand-me-down gifting. I forgot. Regifting? I was delighted to have it passed on. Aww. I wonder if Fergal and Mom had anything for me. So cute. Soon it was time for Mass. Maggie was very kind about none of us coming to Mass. So kind it was obvious she was really disappointed. I never missed Mass on Christmas before. This didn't feel like Christmas. All I could think about was the letter and Mom. I decided to go home. It was easier to just go than keep chewing on it. Kasio, you don't have to. If you want to go, do. Just don't feel like you have no choice. Family isn't the only one you're born into. Chosen families. And you feel more of a sister than any of my actual sisters. Don't forget that. I think that's Colum talking, probably. Is your childhood friends? This also was a conversation that was bugged out, so this is new for me. The turkey is delicious, Mom. Thanks. What's wrong? Nothing. Would you pass some more gravy? It's so good. How was Mass? Oh, lovely. So I gather you didn't make it. It was hard to go there in the weather. And was it the weather that made you avoid us for the last few weeks? See, for a second, like sometimes I couldn't tell the mom and the brother apart because of the short hairstyle and the face, but now I can see it better. But at first I couldn't really tell. The priest gave a very nice sermon about the importance of family. Of course, it's Christmas. Oh, were there many kids? Of course, they came out and told us everything they learned about the nativity. I mean, what, you think the parents just left their kids at home? And why we must look after the needy. Margaret O'Malley was looking after myself and Colum for the last few days. She was very kind. She's a strange one, all right, taking in other people's children. I mean, would you rather me be out in the cold than if it's not with you? Can I have some more sprouts? Thanks. Is there anything else on the TV for Christmas? Is there anything on the TV for Christmas? Oh yeah, they're showing that movie you were in. What are you talking about? E.T., of course. Though they made you look a lot less ugly for the TV, haha. You did love E.T. when we went with your da. I was like, is the brother making a joke that she's the alien, I guess? For months afterwards, he used to spend all day drawing the cutest pictures of people in space. I had one on the fridge for years. You never put up any of my art, Mom. Oh, shut up. Everything's gotta be about him. Like, he has to barge in every second. He has to comment on everything. Like, jeez. Because you never drew anything, Fergal. Shut your gob. Shouting. That's not very ladylike. Jesus, Fergal. What is your problem? What's my problem? You abandoned your mother and left her worried sick for weeks. Then you show up out of the blue and dress like that. Come on now, Fergal. Remember the story of the prodigal son. Is that all you're going to say to him? I didn't come home to be ridiculed. I hope you came home to apologize. Oh dear. I'll give you an apology if I can get some too. Stop. Let's just enjoy dinner. I was peeling Spud's potatoes all weeks, and I'm just glad we're here together. Now you see why it's been hard to talk. It's even harder to listen to this crap. Mom, I just don't understand, pet. Why do you need to understand? Can't you just accept me? What me are you talking about? The one I've known for 23 years or the one I've known for 2 weeks? It's the same me, and I want you to know me better. I want us to be in each other's lives. Are you threatening to leave again? Oh dear. I need some air. You can't run away forever. The brother is really not helping. Pet, come back. I feel like the mom is genuinely trying and the brother is just... I mean, I get it from his point of view. The brother is like, you're making mom upset, and that makes me upset because, you know, that's his mom too. But such a there I need it was 2 kilometers away in the snow. Oh dear. Don't know what that means, but probably just a long way. Oh, back in the house that they were kicked out of. And it was cold air and damp air, but it was quiet air. Dang, I deadass thought she was just gonna like go to her room or go for a walk. She literally was like, nah, I'm out. Oh, I think that's Kasio landing. Yeah, this is the Achilles. I hope she's in a spaceship and not just landing in her suit. Music is kind of turbulent. Oh, a lot of crossing out. Happy Christmas. Wasn't that happy. The 26th, back in the big house. There was a strange burning smell when I turned on the light in the kitchen this morning. Oh dear, please turn it back off immediately. It's falling apart, but houses don't fall apart all at once. They do it slowly, piece by piece, room by room. I feel like that's like what is it called? An analogy or an allegory for their family falling apart little by little. The electricity isn't safe, and I don't want to light the fire. I don't want anyone to know I'm here. Well, even if you turned on the lights, people would know, right? Kasio! I mean, Cassie? Is that what's coming towards Earth? Cassie? Well, that might be the anomaly. Okay, maybe that's the ship, but that doesn't look like a rocket ship. But she's got a parachute. I don't know, man. The 27th, Shang's walked by the house today, headed for King Beach. He didn't see me. Our conversations are wriggling through my skin. At about 4:30, there was a knock. I blew out the candles and buried myself under a blanket. Are you in there? News around the town is you lot got out. Heard the guards were coming and scampered. But then Alfie told me you hadn't been at old Miss O'Malley's house. Did they turn you away? Nope, she just wanted some space. I guess no one really wants a weirdo like you around. And Mom is worried sick about you. Jeez. I get sometimes siblings don't get along, but damn. I can't believe she still cares. Yeah, because that's her child. You're being... Like, at the same time, it's like, you're both her children, but you're being a real dick to her other child right now. And I feel like sometimes even the most disagreeable of parents, sometimes at their core, is like, they still love you, they just sometimes wish you turned out different, but that sucks, but sometimes, they like still care, it's just hard for them, You'd think she'd have given up on you by now. I have. So why are you here? Go away then. Like, why are you here? Maybe the mom sent him. Bad choice, though. Oh. Hello? Hello? It's good to hear you've reached the voicemail. Damn it. Wait, maybe if she's gonna be up there, I can be up here. McHugh, please leave a message with your name in. Damn it, where are you? If you'd like to talk about my accountancy services, ring... What? Is this a joke? You're an accountant? Hello? Pick up. Tell me how to fix this. I don't know where to go. Your name and number and I'll get back to you. Except you haven't, Matt. I trusted you. Hello? You've known for weeks when I would arrive, and now I count the time we have left in hours. And now I can count the time we have left in hours. You reached the voicemail of, and I have nowhere and no one left. There's no one on Earth who even knows who I am. No NASA to whisk me away. No, not even the accountant. Not even an accountant from Mayo. Just some sheep in a field while a black hole devours the Earth. At least I can witness the end of everything under a nice clear sky. Oh, oops, I just realized she moved down there. Damn it. Hello? Voicemails don't repeat like that, though. Like, it wouldn't be saying, hello, please leave your name and message in a loop like that. 28th, I woke up coughing this morning. Hope I'm not coming down with a dose of something. I mean, you have literally been living in, like, squalid conditions for a month. Like, of course you're gonna catch something at this rate. I saw Sean through the window this morning again. I had to do something. So I walked out into the wind and down onto the beach. Shans. Kasio? Hey, so, how are things? I hope the audio is okay. It seems like the game is really loud right now. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit just to make sure you can hear the dialogue. So, how are things? Oh, fine, you know, same old. Again, I think this is the last conversation that I missed in my initial playthrough. What are you doing here? I thought you were with Colin and Jack and Doug now. Jesus, you look awful. It's complicated. Oh dear. Of course it is. I was with them. Then I was back home, and now I'm not. Yeah, you always seem to make things complicated and weird. I'm sorry, Shans. I was surprised. But we can fix everything. We can go get Colin and Jack and put the band back together. We can just be friends again. The band was a dream. It was never going to happen. Oh. But you were so good. We did nothing all summer and then played a single gig in a community hall. Well, Shans did say at the beginning that they don't seem to take the music as seriously as he does. Where's this coming from? What happened to you? It's just reality. Well, he was fantasizing about a future with you and then you shut him down. What about Dublin? What about Manchester or India? Don't be stupid. Hiring off without money will only make me crying home on the phone anyway. Hiring off, it means to act without thinking, specifically if the person is going somewhere to do it, or just running off at the speed of a hare. Oh, herring off, got it. Oops. Oh dear. I don't know if there's ever a safe space for me to be. Here, maybe up here? Watch the dialogue go up there now. God, you're like a different person. I don't even know you. When I went home, I found out about how people talked about the lot of us. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know. I liked you, but that's not me. Wow, do you hear yourself? You have no idea what it's like. I'm already an outsider on Achill. Probably because his skin. I don't belong anywhere. I can't. That's why we have to look out for each other. I just want to be normal, Kasio, and I'll never be normal with you. Ouch. Dang. He did like a whole 180. I'm gonna hang out here just in case there's more dialogue down there. Let's see the black hole behind me. Cassiopeia. Thanks for waiting. I made some tea for you. Just let me be in a place. Please, dialogue. Just pick a home. ... I thought you might be a bit dehydrated from space. Oh, I'm not even processing the fact that instead of waiting for her call, he actually showed up in person. Alright, he lied about his job, sort of. You're an accountant? Yeah. I'm also a bit of an astronomy geek. I mean, if he figured out how to fix everything, like... a geek is what you needed, homie. Oh god. I picked up your signals. Did you not tell someone important? Ouch. Well, okay, there we go. I wanted to, but no one listened. And I had to do something. Well, yeah, if you have like this accountant calling like whatever Ireland's version of NASA, like, hey, I've been talking to a future space person in space who's traveling through black holes, and told us about a black hole coming to Earth, like, of course they wouldn't take that seriously. They'd be like, do we have a straight jacket for this person? But I get your shock, but jeez, girl, calm down. Thanks. Thanks, Mac. There you go. It's nice to meet you, for real. You're shorter than I pictured. What do we do now, then? She's like, okay, back to business. The source of the radiation is on the far side of Achill Island. There's a bus coming soon. Oh yeah, when I first played through this, I was like, you didn't think the end of the world was important enough to rent a car? You're like, let's just take the bus? Exactly. We're waiting on a bus to save the world. It's usually on time, and we can sit up front. I'd be like, yo, no. Could not even get a car. Useless. So much scratching out. The 29th, it's so cold. I should light a fire. But even if I wanted to, there's no fuel. I have to break a chair or something. Getting by with blankets and hot tea. At least the kettle works. Maggie, Colin, and Jack came, but I don't want to bother anyone. I mean, unfortunately, you say you don't want to bother them, but the fact that you're not talking to anyone and living in the house is kind of a bother because they care about you, if that makes sense. Like, when people really care about you and you keep pushing them away, like, it's still bothering them, you know? Just in a different way. My chest feels tight and my body hurts. I can't stop coughing, and every time my head spins. Oh, honey. Kasio, come out, pet. You can't live in there. It's not safe. Sean's told us. Kasio, we know you're in there. I'm sorry things didn't work out with your mom, pet. Oh, actually, this conversation also didn't show. I'm remembering now. I didn't know what they were saying here either. Kasio, it's like I told you. We're family. Please come out. This is ridiculous. Are you sure she's really here? There's not even a fire going. We should call the guards. Something really bad could have happened. Yeah, that's also true. Like, if you don't respond, they might think you passed out or worse. Like, unconscious. This is ridiculous. She's probably left for Dublin. The two of you waste so much time on her. She doesn't even appreciate the half of it. Dang, Jack, tell us how you feel. Jack was always like, hi, love the smiles, but dang, behind closed doors, Jack is like, kind of a douche. That's enough, Jack. Come on. And also, like, that's his childhood best friend. And she is, like, going through it. Like, transphobia, like, from her family, from Kasio, who just, like, admitted he likes her. And then all of a sudden he's like, nah, you're too weird for me. Like, dude, Jack, chill. Damn. Now I don't like Jack as much anymore. Freaking Jack. How did you know where to go? This is the image I retrieved from the black hole data. It had an address on the back. I hope you're right. Bye, me. It's getting dark out there. No smoking. Bye, me. Kongi Road, Doha, Achill, County of Mayo. What did that say? The guards came back and Fergal with them on the 30th. I almost called out, but I knew better. Fergal, the place is a wreck. I don't think there's anyone here. I know there is. I heard movement, and I saw lights last night. I can't be wasting time on this. The big search is starting soon. For all we know, we'll find the body on the coastline. Jesus! Searching this place will only take 5 minutes. I don't want to break the door down and find an empty house. The nuns would have my neck. Tell you what, I'll come back tomorrow after dark with PJ and we'll see what we see. If there is someone there, I'll get them out. Wouldn't that be wasting more time doing another trip back there? I'm scared. I'm starving. Oh yeah, because like, I guess she's only been eating tea, which is not really eating. I feel so sick I'm gonna die. Leave the house, woman! What? Ooh. Are you sure this is the right place? Is this... This isn't Maggie's cottage because there's like holes in it. So this must be her mom's house. Are you sure this is the right place? It's the only thing we've got. Okay, pass the image to me and I'll put it through the letterbox. Yeah, I think that's the mom. She has it, but the black hole is still here. It's growing. Yeah, like, as unfortunate it is to have to replay through this and record it again. Like, I did not understand the ending. So, I'm actually glad I get to replay it because maybe I can understand it this time. So, I think that's the mom, and the image is of someone in space? Oh, maybe this is, wait. Maybe this is, Kasio's drawing, the one that the mom had on the fridge all those years. The black hole is still here. It's still growing. Who is she? Can she stop the trigger event? She's my It doesn't matter. It's all in her hands now. Wait a minute. I must have accidentally clicked too fast. Because, so control Mac. Wait, she's my wait. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna keep going, but I'm like, wait. Hey, Mac, if Earth survives this, do you want to see the rest of the universe with me? Because part of me thought Kasio was a future version of sorry, Cassie. Oh, sorry, I keep doing that. I thought Cassie was a future version of Kasio after she gets her PhD and stuff, but maybe not. Because if Cassie was a future version of Kasio, she would recognize her mom. But Mac is saying that's my mom. December 31st, the anomaly. I have to go somewhere. I can barely move. It's so cold. I'll burn the book. Okay. So this is her burning her journal for warmth. Oh gosh. Okay. Come on. Wipe away. Look at our eraser, so tiny. Come on, keep going. Come on. Oh, okay. Black hole is developing Achill. Okay, the black hole thing must be like an analogy or something. Oh dear. Or a euphemism or something? Oh dear. Erasing the earth. Oh dear. Oh yeah, I remember in my first playthrough I talked about how the scientists said that there's a galaxy on a collision course with our galaxy, and the Milky Way will collide with that other galaxy, I can't remember the name of it, and make a new super mega galaxy. But that the human species will be extinct by then. It's not gonna happen for another long time. Like, after the sun already gets too hot to support life on Earth. That kind of future. So we won't be around for that. But it's coming. So now you know if you didn't know before, but the human species does have an extinction date. A mass extinction date. There will be a universe where we no longer exist. Now, whether or not we last until the sun kills us off is a whole nother thing. Okay, there we are. Racing us. So maybe the black hole... Well... I'll let it... Oh, wait. Am I... Yeah, I'm not controlling this. I forgot. I don't control this part. I'm gonna stay here on the wall because I'm pretty sure there's probably gonna be more dialogue in the corners again. You know, usually you like to keep dialogue front and center, but this game is like, nope. I'm gonna keep it on the edges. Yep, there we go. Time doesn't exist in a black hole. Every moment crushed together, past and present and future in one endless scream. Oh dear. No way to change anything, no way to move. Our little artist. Oh God, you're really lost. Dublin, that university has changed you. You let it. The two of you waste so much time on her. I just want to be normal, Kasio, and I'll never be normal with you. No way to escape. You are the biggest freak around, that's for sure. So like literally like this dialogue, this dialogue, this dialogue. I didn't read previously because of the bug. So I was like, wait, who said this? And I was like, is this what Sean said to her? Is that what the argument was about? I was like so confused. Jeez. So that's her crying. Memories. Come on. Come on. Don't make me erase every little bit. Oh, carpal tunnel. Oh, pencil. Everything's okay. 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 You poor thing. You're burning up. It's okay. Everything will be okay. Your mommy's here now, love. I've got you, dear. I've got you, Kasio. Maggie, Colum, Mom. She finally called us by our name. Doors finally open. Aww. Aww. So we have Maggie, Colum, Jack. Hate you now, Jack. And... Wait. Sean's? Oh, Sean's is there. I didn't think Sean's would be there. I guess his skin is a little bit tanner than the others. I feel like... Maybe I would expect... Oh, well, no, he's a little darker. Yeah, he's darker. I mean, probably having a pink hair and shaved sides doesn't help with, quote, looking or fitting in as normal, but, you know. Sheep. Sheep. Bah. Bah. You notice that her brother's not there. Alright, so this ending was also bugged out. So let's see if we can get it this time. 10 years since the event. The world has started to stabilize. Communications between towns and cities and even countries are commonplace again. There are no computers yet, but there's a demand for accountants again. Mac makes a reasonable living doing the books for local businesses around the West Coast. West Coast of Achilles? Yeah, see, this arrow wasn't there in my bugged version. But when I watched someone else's Let's Play through, I saw that there was supposed to be an arrow, so blindly clicking in this corner sometimes worked. Sometimes. He's setting up a desk plant on his new cubicle desk when he hears the familiar roar of a spaceship outside. Cassiopeia. Yeah, I didn't see any of this, so I kind of just clicked rapidly until something happened. It was awful. But yay! Okay, we get to have a real full ending now. Well, at least I do. Run, hide, tidy. No, let's run to her. Run to her. He runs out of the door immediately, dropping a heap of folders. Long time no see, Cassiopeia says, grinning. Her skin seems to have taken a tan purple by some strange cosmic star. It's only been a year, Max says, but I'm sure for you. Oh, wait. Sorry, I remember another thing about the other Let's Players version of this is that their ending got muted because of copyright reasons. So, like, none of their reading the text went through. So I'm actually going to silence the game from this point on, just to avoid that, just in case there's some Irish or, I don't know, Gaelic music that's copyrighted. So sorry, it's going to be quiet right now. And since I'm not on my own computer, I don't have my background music loaded up. So feel free to play your own, like, soft music here while we go through the ending. I hope I wasn't too late and that the first part didn't get muted. But hopefully this break, even if it does, this little break here will end the mute and you can hear me speak here, I suppose. Let's see. Long time no see, Cassiopeia says, grinning. Her skin seems to have been tanned purple by some cosmic star. It's only been a year, Max says, but I'm sure for you, it's been many more. They both laugh. As he looks at her, Max's chest gets uncomfortably tight. Thought she'd forgot him. It's been so long. He missed her. He wasn't sure if it was the conversations about space and science he missed or her personality. I have some great stories for you, Cassiopeia says. I'll tell you about them in the ship. What? Max stares at her. Aren't you coming? She says, surprised. I came back for you like we said. He doesn't know how to answer. I can't, Max says at last. My family needs me here. I'd only slow you down. I've got a project to finish sometime soon, but not now. How do you want to play this? I've got a project to finish. Well, we set up a new office, so I feel like we maybe just got a new job or something. So that doesn't seem likely. My family need me here. I'm not sure if we have a family. Let's go with I'd only slow you down. I'd only slow you down. Cassiopeia stares at him, then nods. Mac? Yeah, Cassiopeia? Whenever you're ready, call me. I'll be there. I'll come get you. See you next year. Oh, see, in my blind clicking, I clicked not now, but sometime soon. And so it looks like this response that she gives is no matter what you say. She just blinks at you and then goes, okay, sure, just tell me when you're ready. I thought maybe the dialogue would be different. January 5th, 1994. So a few days after. I've been awake for a few days, eating turkey leftovers, drinking cups of tea, and sleeping. I'm finally able to write without my hands shaking. I'm still as weak as a kitten. Today is the first day I feel myself again. I'm getting better quickly. I'm still weak as a kitten. Oh no. Today's the first day I feel like myself again. That sounds nice. Today is the first day I feel like myself again. Column and Jack. Column comes around a lot. Every day since I was found. Jack comes too, but he doesn't stay. Yeah, because apparently he has something against us. And how much his boyfriend cares about us bothers him or something. Jealous. Yesterday, Colin brought cake from Maggie, and today he brings me a new journal. He found the remains of the old one in the big house. Start over, lost all. Start over. I'm excited to start over. It was almost full anyway. I haven't seen Sean's, but Colin says he's asking for me. Wait. I guess wait's like, I don't want to see Sean's yet. I think this one, again, clicking randomly. I think I got this one. It was like, tell Sean's I said hi. And this one is probably, tell him to visit. Let's go with this one. I say he can come and visit. I mean, even if we're not going to be in a relationship, I feel like he's so young, like 18, 19. And I feel like the conversations we had were always so extreme. It was like either let's run away together and live together and be happy in a relationship, or it was like this would be too weird and like way like pushback. So I think like we need to have like a more mellow conversation and maybe try to be friends or something. I don't know. But I feel like we deserve an opportunity to have one more conversation at least. We're also awkward with each other. Jack and Colin too. I think everyone feels embarrassed, hurt, guilty, angry. Let's go with guilty. I think everyone feels guilty. Jack's cooking apology rashers. Soon I'll be well enough to climb Krogan with them again. Yeah, I would say like it's reasonable that everyone feels a little guilty about what happened to her, because literally like all this drama and everyone being mad at her or upset or all this stuff like ended up making her feel like she needed to run away to that big house. So I feel like, you know, it's obviously not their fault. Like at the end of the day, you control your own actions, right? But I think they reasonably would feel guilty. I don't think they would be angry with her like, why did you do that? Like, I think everyone understands what was going on. So I think that's a reasonable assumption. December 1st, 2018. Oh, so this is like over a decade now. See, self-confidence. Seemed like she was already self-confident. It was more about like getting her family to accept her, because she was like, you can pick your own name, Kasio. Like I thought I needed to be fixed, but I realized I didn't. So I feel like she already had self-confidence. Remembered, happiness, permanence, knowledge. What would be a good one? Remembered sounds too vague. I'm not sure what that would lead to. Permanence. Maybe something about like I'm finally able to settle down in like a permanent place, maybe. Happiness or knowledge. Maybe like I was finally able to get my PhD and learn more about the universe, which is what she wanted. But also happiness seems nice. Like I finally found my place in this world and I'm pretty happy where I am. Ooh. Let's go for this one. I'm happy with my life now, despite everything. I have regrets about the past, of course, but looking back, I think I mostly did the best I could. Oh, yeah, I like that. Oh, yeah, and this one, you can build a 2018, Kasio. Let's see. Happiness. Let's do sassy. Alluring. Let's go for a happy look. Hee. It's like, yeah. It's more silly. Let's go for that. Little happy wink. Ooh, hairstyle. This is like the hairstyle that Sean's had. This is what we had in the game for the most part. Let's go for Ooh, I kind of like curly. Let's see. This one's like a cleaned up version of this one, which I kind of like. Like showing that, like, she's like, we finally were able to use that shampoo. I finally can have shampoo all the time. Yeah, let's go for that. Hair color. We have redhead, gray, black, brown, and like this strawberry blonde, sandy blonde. I know it really does not matter that much, but this is Ireland, right? Let's go with redhead. Although now I'm thinking of like Brave, and I'm like, I should have made it curly. Let's do the space, cause space glasses. Oh, that's cute. Nose ring. What's this? Oh, eyebrow. Are those crow's feet? I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I kind of like that. That's cute. All right, and this is a sports team. I don't think she would really wear a sports team thing. Maybe. Green cardigan looks nice with our hair. Yeah. It's a jacket. I like the green cardigan. It looks good with our hair. Oh, change the color. I think I'm going to keep it green. And then the first time I did this, I did the trans flag, and then I got an ending that's related to the trans flag. So let's do a different flag so I can just go ahead and snag another achievement. I don't think it's all of them, though. Let me check real quick. All right. So, yes, I confirmed it. And this is the Mayo flag. Cute. Yay, achievement unlocked. Ooh, this book belongs to Kasio Heart. Oh, I'm still up here. My bad. Let me go back down there. Ba ba ba. Oh, wrong way. Ah. Yeah, there we go. Bonk. Look at this awesome art. Let's go over here. So you see my art. Nice. Bum, 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 bum. If found, the sons, Jack, Column, Mom, Maggie, Cassie, and Mac. All right, it's finished my second playthrough. Oh man, this was so much better with all that dialogue put back in, and like the ending being more, I can see what's happening. Although in the playthrough that I saw someone else play, it was like 2 years ago. Like this game came out a while ago. And the ending back then was different. The ending back then, it's like instead of picking like what adjective you wanted or like what scenario you wanted for Kasio, you picked the characters in the game. So like you could pick your mom and it would tell you what happened with your mom after the event. Or if you picked like Column and Jack, it told you what their future looked like. So I think like sometime between when this game first came out and like now, even though I'm playing it on the PC now, they must have updated it and changed the ending to be this instead of that. So that's pretty interesting. I don't think I've heard a lot of game devs going back and changing the ending so drastically for a game that they've already published. So that's kind of cool though. Dreamville, thanks. But yeah, I'm glad I replayed it because those filling the blanks were definitely worth the replay. And also, like, I talked so long about, like, why the game dev might have thought about leaving out those conversations, which is now, like, totally moot now that I know that it was a bug. So, guess that's what I get for having a Mac and trying to play games. My bad. So yeah, this was a very touching story. And I really liked the unique UI, like the user interface of like erasing. Although again, like once I was like trying to research like about the bugs or whatever, a lot of reviews were talking about how their wrists started hurting after a while. So again, I usually play games that aren't in full screen because, you know, I want to be able to see my OBS. I want to be able to see my, you know, tracking software just to make sure nothing goes wrong while I'm recording. So I never have it in full screen, but that definitely saves your arm when you're like literally erasing for like, how long has it been? 2 hours and 40 minutes? Yeah, my first gameplay was like 3 hours. I talked for about 20 minutes about my thoughts and stuff. I'm not going to do that this time because, again, those thoughts and stuff were based off of not having the full picture of the game. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah. Thanks for playing. I think this was a very beautiful story. I think it was told very well. Oh, there's more. 1994 to 1998. 2011, 2016, 1990X. What is this? Let's go mid. Oh, okay. So this is the new way of demonstrating, looking at what happened to people. Who's on new? 2015. June 13th, 2015. This evening, there's a variety show of trans performers and artists. The walls of the small... Oh, wait, sorry. I could probably bring back in the background music now because it's not a song. It's just background music. So we're going to bring that back in for this part. Hopefully that's not too loud. Let's put it there. That should be fine. Okay. This evening, there's a variety show of trans performers and artists. The walls of the small cafe are covered in art. The place looks amazing. I'm helping Sarah set up in the late afternoon and carefully carrying a big bag of plastic chairs over the loose cables when Anu walks in. They help? It feels like old times. We communicate wordlessly. I get them to help me set up the chairs, and then they put out the biscuits and make tea. A couple of hours later, and the place is buzzing. The audience is a wide mix of people, some dressed to the nines, and some shrinking in the corner. I see Anu's wife, and she comes in with the kids, and go over to say hi and watch beside her. Is this Sean's? When it's Anu's turn, they perform a spoken piece. Oh, I guess not. It's Anu. Wait! This is Sean's! Anu is their new name, I think. When it's Anu's turn, they perform a spoken piece about coming out as non-binary and their name changing from Ishan to Shans to Anu. Oh my gosh, called it right before they told us. Oh yeah, I love calling the things. So wait, Anu's wife, she comes in with the kids. Oh, so they have wife and kids. Okay, so we didn't end up together. Still cute though. A name I take as my heritage. A gift from my lineage. Unlike me, they're okay with being called Shans by very old friends, or Da by their own kids, but Anu is what feels right. My heart? My heart is so happy to see how they've grown since we've known each other. Oh, the kids look very like at the end there 3 kids scramble up on stage. Oh, 3 kids. Okay. I thought that was maybe the partner. Scramble up on stage and the 4 of them perform a song together. Oh, there's a big age gap. Maybe those are twins and then that's the eldest. They're good, of course. Anu has been playing music and singing with them since they were tiny. But I think it's their combined sweetness that hits the crowd most of all. Aww. Anu. Distant pride? I'm proud of the person they've become. They've struggled against discrimination and fought hard to find their own identity, but they're still generous and compassionate and brilliant. Aww. Kids. Non-binary. Alright, y'all, let's strap in because we're about to go through all of this. Alright, let's go in order now. So, Maggie, June 27th, 1998. So Maggie is the aunt. Yeah. Let's put you in the corner so I can write up here. Saturday, 27th of June, 1998. We just about make the 6 p.m. train to Castle Bar before it leaves. Column will be on the lash for the rest of the day, and that's not my thing. Out drinking. Oh my, on the lash. So I'm escorting Maddie back to Achill to make sure she gets home safe. I want to make sure she knows we're grateful. She came all the way to Dublin for Pride to support myself and Column. Achievement, progress. Go. Oh, I think the achievement for this is just going through all of these, which I don't even need an achievement for that. I definitely wouldn't do it. I don't think she expected the welcome she got. Everyone wanted to march alongside the warmly cuddly Granny. She was the center of attention all day. Maggie is still absolutely glowing as she reclines in her seat and unwraps the tuna mayo sandwiches she made us this morning. She asked me what I enjoyed the most. The chants, the flags, her handmade sign. Oh, should we be like, of course your sign? Chanting can be fun though too. Let's just. Her waving the place card that she made this morning. Be nice to the gays! She mentioned the gay Selly a couple of nights before. Selly, an event where people dance to traditional Irish music in groups moving across the floor together in large patterns. Oh, like line dancing? Often specific songs that have specific dances associated with them. Okay, so like a gay line dance. I haven't danced like that in years. Maggie thinks for a minute, takes off her glasses and polishes them, and sets them back on her nose. When I was young, she says all of a sudden, I knew a German woman, Hilde. She was nice. She taught in my school for a few years. She loved a good Selly. Hilde told me about the parties they used to have in Berlin. She couldn't be herself in Ireland, and I was terribly sad when she left. She would have loved this week. I want to comfort her. Times have changed. Visit Berlin. Oh, would you like to visit Berlin? Maybe you could still go to Berlin sometime. Aww, look at me. She thanks me and mentions the weather. Outside, the landscape flashes past. Green and green and green under a... I was expecting a little more like, you want to see your friend? But I guess not. Under a speckled sky. She talked about the weather, but I want to talk about seasons. In the city, the changing seasons always seem so very sudden. Maggie. Appearances, aspirations. Some people might consider Maggie's life to be a sad story, but I admire her. If I get old and stay half as kind and generous and willing to take in lost youth as she is, I will be very happy. Alright. Oh, so they disappear as you go through them. Mom, August 8th, 1994. Mom and I drive down to Kiel. The sight of the long curving beach underneath the Manal cliffs always makes me feel so nice. Oops. Oh, I'm too fast. It took a lot of wheedling to get Mom to even think about joining me for a swim. And now that she's here, she's having second thoughts. Jump in, not cold glory. That's glory. You can boast to Fergal that you were swimming before him this year. She shrieks and then the waves wash past her. I keep encouraging her and finally after a few tentative minutes and one final scream she gets down. I let myself go and let the waves throw me around. I taste the salt water in my mouth and grasp for breath and enjoy being alive. And most of all, I enjoy sharing it with Mom. Aww, this is so cute. The water's cold, but the wind is worse. So wrapped in towels, we dry as best as we could, and we head to Nial's for some tummy-warming chips. Tara is working and waves at me. I'm going to be teaching a class in September, I tell Mom, a tutorial class. I'm going to be teaching a class in September, I tell Mom, a tutorial class. My work, I'll pay you back. Nah, I think I wouldn't be here without you. It means so much. Thank you. Now that she's all accepting and stuff, let's give her a little bit of a boost. I'm just glad you're happy, she says. If being yourself makes you happy, that's all I want for you. Say it. She might not say it, but I'm gonna make her say it. I love you, Mom. I reach out and clasp her hand. Thanks for being here. Oh, I thought I was saying the mom was gonna say it. You better say it back. Mom. Love! Mom and I love each other. We've had our fights and struggles, but love has always won out. These days, we can even say it out loud. Yes! We went for the love ending. Alright, last one. For this time period. May 15th, 1994. Sean's directions led me to a bar in Galloway, then up the stairs to a tiny room. I can't imagine if it's more than 30 people. The new band doesn't even have a name yet, but he was really excited for me to come on the phone. With some friends, with a friend. Ooh, by myself. With a friend. My heart jumped when Lauren said she'd come. She's so fun to be with. The music is so different to what the band she played. It's heavy but kind of funky, and I find myself dancing without a thought. Afterwards, Sean comes over. He has a little gold hoop in one ear. He's full of confidence. He's on a high after playing guitar. We're full of talk for hours. Aww. He's excited about an audio production course in September, but first he's going to go to New Delhi for the summer with Tara. They're going to visit some relatives they've never met. Aunts, uncles, cousins of cousins. Do you have somewhere to stay tonight? My couch is always open. I already have something. I have work. Yes, sir. We came with Lauren, though, so I feel like we would already have something. I booked a hostel, but thanks. When it's time to say goodbye, I hug. Give him a huge hug. Aww. Sean's closeness, help, closeness. They're my best friend. We've been through so much together. They know me better than anyone else ever will. Aww. Okay, now back to midtimes. Okay, let's do Maggie, December 25th, 2014. Getting up there in age, aren't you? Maggie comes over to myself and Mom for Christmas dinner this year. Fergal was with his wife. Oh, Fergal got married, that jackass. And Colin is away visiting friends. Nowhere else happy become tradition. I've rarely missed a Christmas on Achill. Just the three girls, Mom says. Good fun, good fun. The three of us get very giddy, cackling like old hens. The three girls love it. The potent column source has all gone to our heads. Virgo comes by in the afternoon and everything gets a bit more hectic with baby Calme. So I bring Maggie home and she invites me for the last drop of tea. I tell her it was lovely to have her. She should come again next year, and she sighs. I don't think there'll be a next year lamb, she says with a laugh. Not if the doctor's right. Oh no. I'm not sure what to say, so I just hug her. She looks out the window. The one thing I want to do is preserve all my old photos. It would be such a shame to lose them. I tell her about how I can digitize them, and she loves the idea. We open all the presses to find every last album she has. Dang, I thought you were gonna say, I'm gonna miss you, I wanted her to be like, I'm gonna miss you. That night, if she wasn't gonna say anything, I would have picked the column one. That night, I started to look through them. There must be 1,000. My favorite is Maggie's parents, beach, column, Maggie as a child. Let's do column. Column on his communion dressed in a tiny suit with a bow tie. He's holding his hands together in a prayer. Maggie. Family. Maggie and I weren't born family, but we definitely became family. Even Mom accepted her in the end. Yay! Okay, I think there's one more. Oh no, there's more. Let's do Jack. Stupid Jack. October 11th, 2014. I'm on the tube on my way to give a public lecture in the science hall when I see him, standing on the far side of a very full cabin by the door in a tan coat. Jack! It takes me a long moment to put it together in my head, and by the time I realize he has hopped off. He's good looking. He's older. He looks old. When did that happen? I get off at Oxford Circus and jog to get to my lecture. I'm already cutting it close. I return to my hotel after an evening of black holes and event horizons. On my laptop, I look Jack up online and find him. I mean, if we're talking about Facebook, you could still be the most estranged person, but you would still add them. Even though it's been years, he seems so familiar. How's she's cutting Jack? What? I lie in the bed with the lamps off. Streetlights peek through the curtains. I can't sleep as waves of feeling wash over me. Nostalgia. Jack's journey. Colum and Jack. I want to know about the relationship. When Colum and Jack broke up, I was devastated. It was only years later that I could look back and see the cracks in their relationship. The cracks. Mom! 2012. Is that her grandchild? September 9th, 2012. Virgo's baby. Oh, right. Kaomi is a lot cuter than I expected. I think she resembles Valerie, but no one else sees it. Valerie is a mousy Dongnegal woman. She wears a lot of makeup and complains about it. I think she'd look great without it too, but I don't dare say it. The two of us find it hard to make conversation at the best of times. That baby was cute. The christening is uneventful, despite all the fuss beforehand. Where? Godmother? No. Man was furious that Virgo wouldn't make me godmother, but I just wanted her to stop bringing it up. Oh dear. I'm not very holy anyway. At the dinner in the hotel, everyone is friendlier than I was worried about. Almost all the chat is around the upcoming All-Ireland final between Mayo and Donegal, and whether Mayo can lift their Sam Maguire curse. This reference to the old urban legend that Mayo, the county Achilles, and can't win the National Gaelic Football League until all the members of the 1951 team are dead. As of May 22, the legend still hasn't been proven false. The local Fine Gael councillor drops by too. This is a local politician from a party called Fine Gael and not a neoliberal centre-right party. Okay. To the hotel to say hello to Fergal's smug delight. Smug. Ugh, her brother's worse. Babies. Let's do this then. Me and Fergal are still not very close, but we're polite to each other. He spent years trying to make Mom mad at me for being trans, so I'm happy with politeness. Yeah, that's about runs of course. I don't know what babies would have said though. Mom mentions my book, and sure, it isn't as good as a baby. Oh, Mom mentions my book, and sure, it isn't as good as a baby. I'm not sure if she means it or if she's even read it. I'm not sure if she means it or if she's even read it. Shouldn't this be like, Mom mentions my book, and sure, it isn't as good as a baby, but she still read it or is proud of it? Or, like, I feel like there's... I'm not... She falls asleep in the car as I drive us home. Mom. Admiration? This dude changed. Mom relaxed as she got older. Some of that was money. Once Fergal and I were both settled and doing well, things were easier. And she loves being a granny, there's no doubt about that. Yeah, I mean, if her biggest concern was like, you're ruining your life, how are you going to be able to provide for yourself? So if her kids finally found a way to provide for themselves, she's like, okay, I can chill. It's fine. Guess. 2011, 2016. Oh, this is Colin. May 22nd, 2016. Colin and myself are doing last-minute wedding preparations in Maggie's old cottage. Wait, what? He's been renting it out for the past few summers since he hauled the big house renovated into a posh B&B. Wow, they turned that place around enough to make it a business? He's been renting out for the past few summers. Maggie's old cottage. Wait, so she's not in the cottage anymore? 2016. Oh, this might be after Maggie passes. We spend the day making sure the cottage is spotless before Chris's parents arrive. Chris's? Wait, Colum, that might be Colum's partner. I was like, wait, are they together? We're your family, you're brave. Colum's brother? I'm sure Sean will make it. You asked him in person. You both want to make things better. Just before we leave, Colin places a box of chocolates in the bedroom. Chris loves surprises, and hopefully his parents do as well. Colin has always fallen for spontaneous people, and when I tell him, he smiles. Oh, okay. So the chocolate is for Chris's parents. He says Chris is exciting. Good at keeping him on his toes. We wanted to have our wedding today, Colin says, in celebration of the referendum last year, but it was booked out everywhere. He asked me if I will ever marry. I couldn't settle yes. Marriage is a sham! No, I don't know. I don't know if we've changed our mind about relationships. Like, I feel like, I know I'm the character, but I feel like I want to ask the protag, like, how do you feel now? I don't want to impose this on you if you still don't like it. Let's say this. I would love to, but I just love too many people. What? We burst out laughing. He tells me I never change and pats me on the head with a rolled up wedding brochure. Column. Column self, columns value, columns reliability, columns choice. Let's talk about reliability. He's reliable in a way not many people are. Whenever I'm in trouble, I know I can go to him and he'll help me out. That's true. We've seen that. Even if all I need is a shoulder to cry on. Oh my god, this is so cute. A new year 1, 6 months after the event. Bridge 4 years since the event. Maggie 6 years after the event. Okay, let's go one by one. So this is a new. Year 1, 6 months after the event. The dark matter storms have crashed and the black hole radiation has diminished. Cassiopeia has been searching along the west coast for parts that could be used to create a small spaceship. The humans left alive are scattered across the land, panicked and sometimes dangerous. So Cassiopeia keeps to herself. Oh, so the event still kind of hit and took out some of the humans? So it's like post-apocalypse? I know they say if we ever had a solar flare hit the Earth, all our communications would be down. So maybe something like that happened. It's good for thinking. Everything is so different now. It's been hypothesized that black holes are the seeds of new universes. Cassiopeia can't be sure. Her opinion changes from day to day. Bleeding universe, branching universe, rewritten universe. Did 100 unlikely futures separate and branch out, blooming like a wild garden? As Cassiopeia sits alone by a campfire one night in June, she spots someone's watching her from the bushes. She stops playing with her makeshift radio and says hello. As they approach, Cassiopeia is struck by their face. They're so young, hardly more than a kid, but so tired too. Who is it? What's your name? Cassiopeia says. Anu. She tosses them a can of beans and a blanket, and they eat quietly and hungrily. Are you just... Oh wait, this is supposed to possibly look at Earth. Over the next few months, Anu and Cassiopeia became inseparable. They make a good team. Aww. The last missing piece is fuel. It takes months, but one day Anu sees something shining on the beach. Cassiopeia runs to them. Her heart fills with joy? Joy. It only takes a few more days to have the ship ready to leave Earth. Anu has gotten quiet again. I guess you'll be leaving now, they say, looking down at the ground. Yep, Cassiopeia says. We're leaving as soon as I'm done with my last safety checks. There's room for 2 if you want to come. Their eyes light up and Cassiopeia sees them really smile for the first time. Oh, so Anu went with Cassiopeia in space? And then I guess at some point comes back down to Earth, gets married and have kids. Bridge 4 years since the event. That's Mom's name, right? 4 years since the event. Cassiopeia drops down out of the atmosphere above Achill with the latest load of supplies. She has been coming regularly to help communities rebuild and to help them build for... Sorry, baby lion jump scared me. I didn't hear him coming in. He just jumped on the desk. And to help them build protections against the wild things that had grown up in the vacuum the anomaly left behind. Oh no. As she approaches the Kiel post office, the sea is swarming around it, teeming with tentacles, horrors slamming against the tiny building. There's a gun firing desperately through its window. Homing missiles, shockwave, plasma jets. Ooh, that sounds cool. Cassiopeia quickly maneuvers her ship to angle her plasma thrusters, burning the tentacles until they retreat. Jeez. The sea recedes, taking its terrible horrors with it, and Cassiopeia lands immediately. She rushes inside and finds Brig McHugh holding her shotgun in her hand, looking tired but very much alive. Well, you're a sight for sore eyes, Bridge exclaims and hugs Cassiopeia tights. Bridge puts on the kettle and they sit down to catch up. Sometimes I don't know how we keep going, Bridge says. It's all we can do to hold this place together since the event. Rest of the world, it would get better community. But you're still a community. That's the important part. Look out for each other. Looking out for each other is how you survive and how you will. Bird sighs and looks down at the table at the heap of half-woven crosses she was making before the terrifying interruption. You still make them? Cassiopeia says. Every year. It's almost February now. I give them out around the villages for people to hang up. Tradition is important. Maybe someday soon they'll start calling you Saint Bridget, Capiosa says and smiles. Is this like before? No, that can't be before that was a thing. Before she leaves, I think it's like a pun. Before she leaves, she gives Bridge a little token. One extra thing she squeezed onto the cargo hold. A book, a drink, a light. Ooh, a light. An atomic light that never dims. Bright enough to ward away any nightmares. Nice. I would love that. Ooh, what's this? Is that me tied up? 6 years after the event. Cassiopeia should have known better than to take the risk in authority space. But here she is, with an airlock staring her in the face, and her final moments closing in all too quick. Achievement unlocked. Go through all the endings. A new revenge lost shipment. She thinks about Anu. It would be nice to talk to them one last time. Oh, I guess you could say like the shipment won't get to Earth now. The bone-freezing cold of space hits her face, and she closes her eyes. And then, warmth! She opens her eyes again and finds herself in the hold of an old Harris freighter, two elderly women staring at her. Who are you? Welcome to the CS Achill Sound. I'm Space Pirate Mags O'Malley, the one and only, and this is Captain Hildegard. We've been tracking the authority for a few days. What happened to you, kid? I'm confused. Is this people we know or new people? Cassiopeia tells them her story while they grin at each other. We'll take you as far as Kronos, O'Malley says. O'Malley sounds familiar. Then you can figure out the rest for yourself. Cassiopeia hesitates. I don't want you putting yourselves at risk, she says. Don't worry about us, Captain Hilde laughs. We're old, all right, but we're the most experienced space dogs you'll find in the corner of the galaxy. Space Pirate Mags interrupts. There's something we're forgetting. I've set the ship to warp. For now, we're safe as houses, so let's make a cup of space tea for you. My wee lamb, you must be parched. Is this like an Easter egg? Are these like Anu's kids or something when they're older? Thanks for drawing. That was so cute. I love that. I love that they had like different years and they talked about the different characters and you got to kind of click like how you want it. That was adorable. That was really cute. I thought it was done with the game, but clearly I was not. Yes. Loved it. And now I feel like my model is like blinking weird and maybe has been for a while now. But yay! Okay, that was so cute. Thanks for drawing. That's the last part. Glossary. What happens now? Okay. Oh, is there like a gallery, by the way? No. Okay. Unlock all chapters. Auto camera movement. Okay. I wanted to see if there was like a gallery or something. Thanks for drawing. Well, all right. That was very, very precious. I love when any games or movies or shows do like a flash forward and you can kind of like see where people end up. So like, it was really cute. I wish we got more about us though. And I'm kind of confused because I'm like, okay, so was Mac an older version of us in the future where we're more masculine presenting? Or is Mac our brother? But the way like our brother is still like a huge transphobe, I don't think our brother would have like, I don't know. I just feel like Like, maybe he did it to save the mom, maybe, but I'm not sure. I feel like that's still like a loose strand that I might need to look up and see what other people think. But I totally got the game the second time through. The first time I was much more lost, but now I'm just like, okay, got it. But yeah, this was so cute. Oh my gosh. I definitely am so glad I went through this again and got to the full picture and the full experience, because like I was like clearly less happy before because I didn't get any of that. Like my ending was just like the first initial part before you got to click into the different people. So like that's all I had gotten was like Mac telling Cassie that he couldn't go to space, or they couldn't go to space at the time. So I'm so glad I got to see that fuller picture. It made all the difference. I'm sad that I kind of end up disliking Jack, but I like Sean's a lot more now because I was just like, what are they fighting about? I don't understand. It seemed like they were about to kiss, but then it was so. But yeah, so I love this, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Especially since at this point I recorded like 6 hours of this game. So really, really, truly, honestly, if you enjoyed it, if you made it this far, if you liked my comments, anything at all, please leave a like for this video and do subscribe for more visual novel playthroughs. I also go live on Twitch where I, am live, so I do live chat and all of that. And then my YouTube has my VODs for Twitch, of course, and then the visual novels are a YouTube exclusive for the most part. So, yes, do check me out on Twitch as well if you would like. I also have socials where I highlight game devs, minority game devs across different communities. And this month for Pride Month, I've been highlighting games from LGBTQ plus game developers, game studios that are owned by LGBTQ plus owners, and also games that have LGBTQ plus representation, like this one. So if you like to see all of that good stuff, do follow me on TikTok and Twitter, and I post a new post every day for my Pride Spotlights. So yeah, let me know how you liked this story. Let me know who your favorite character is. Let me know like what you think was going on with Mac and Cassie and kind of like how it all comes together. I don't know. I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna try to figure it out too. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it and have a great rest of your day wherever you are in this earth. All right.